Oh, hey bitch. Oh, excuse you. Baloney wash. I'm annoyed. I'm just here to give my opinion and carry Annie. Oh, it's Chris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome, and happy Monday. It's your boy, Chris Avalon, and welcome to a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered, a show where we basically get into all the things going on in celebrity news, hot topics, gossip, pop culture, whatever's going on and circulating on this internet, and that's trending. We chat about it on this here show. So before we get started, can you please do me a solid and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and also smash that notification button so that way you know when we'll go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered as I adjust my microphone while I'm trying to concentrate and multitask. We have a lot of topics to get to. There was some breaking news that came out earlier today about the update on this Crystal Lake Friday 13th TV series. We're going to get into that. Plus, post Matthew Perry's death, some top Hollywood stars are fearing their own drug habits will be exposed in the wake of his passing, with the ketamine overdose or whatever you want to call it. Plus, Nicki Minaj has settled her lawsuit with blogger Nosey Haaux. Halle Berry is seeking sole custody of Maceo. So, she had her little situation where she was trying to take Olivier Martinez to court. The judge denied her situation because he didn't want to do any mediation type of, therapy or whatever. And now that that's not happening, she's like, okay, now you basically not in the child's life, and I just want to give sole custody. And probably gonna have Van Hunt step in and be his actual daddy. So we're gonna talk about that. Plus, Richard Lawson has settled his divorce with Beyonce mama Tina Knowles. We're gonna tell y'all what they managed to walk away with post-divorce. Plus, Britney Spears, we're getting a little more tea on the biopic. Well, these are rumors, so we're just going to entertain it. The fact that they're trying to say she's going to make villains out of Justin Timberlake and Sam Asghari and her daddy, Jamie Spears. We're going to get into that. Plus, Doja got her man. Finally. Doja Cat, after 2 years, done got herself some Joseph Quinn. Bitch, I'm jealous. But it also goes to show persistence pays off. Or go after what you want, because that's the only way you're going to get it. Then we're also going to get into this beef that Marlon Wayans has with DJ Vlad. Apparently, 50 Cent is getting dragged for his recent comedy show. He's clapping back at Luenell. Then it was somebody, Hurricane Chris. I don't even know. I know the name, but I'm not familiar with who he is. But anyway, he got mad at 50 Cent over the fact that he had a show in New Orleans but didn't include any New Orleans comics. So we're going to get into that. Plus, Teresa Giudice, there's been stories about her, whether or not she was asked to leave the franchise of Real Housewives of the Beverly Hills amid the franchise shakeup. We'll get into that because, the last time we talked on the show, Frank Catania came out and said that he had heard that she was asked to leave instead of being fired. So we'll get into that. Plus, there's some tea coming out about, I saw this August Alsina story is making the rounds, and I thought it'd be interesting if we could talk about it because, everybody's out here all of a sudden want to sit and debate and weigh in on his sexuality because he went in a recent podcast that I think Nick Cannon got another damn show somewhere. Everybody got like 3 damn podcasts or whatever. So we'll get into that and my overall thoughts on what he had to say. Plus, this whole drama going around with Joaquin Phoenix and this gay movie that he decided to develop and came up with the script and told him to push the boundaries in regards to the sex scenes. And then 5 days into pre-production, or they were going to buy 5 days before pre-production, he decided to quit. Well, there's somebody, a celebrity, who has thrown their hat in the ring and said they'd be down to replace Joaquin Phoenix, even though Hollywood out here saying the role is non-replaceable, which I think is a bunch of BS because actors are replaced all the damn time. If somebody drops out of a damn movie, you always find a way to replace the past actor with a new actor. You know how many times people go through movies or whatever and actors and that sort of thing before they finally cast the one that is able to do it? So we got that. Plus, Bianca Del Rio is throwing. This is drama going on with Nymphia winning and her being on her damn phone at a meet and greet. Mistress Isabel Brooks is the one that kicked this off, but now Bianca Del Rio is weighing in as well. So we got receipts, we got clips, we got we got all kinds of stuff. So we'll go in and we'll comment we'll commentate. If that's not a word, I just made it up. We'll give our commentary on the situation. So, like I said before, please hit that like button, that subscribe button if you haven't already, and please smash that notification button so that way you know when I go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. Without further ado, I see we have some comments. Onyx is in the building. It said, did she? Well, I need to look that up. Ooh, I need that Red Bull, child. I'm exhausted. I literally slept 2 hours. I think because my Virgo was Virgo, meaning my brain decided not to want to shut off last night. And the one thing I hate at times is like if it's 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and you literally are up all night with your damn thoughts. And I cannot shut my brain off. Sometimes I'll be thinking, and I'll be saying it as a joke, if I shot myself in the head, will my brain just stop making all this noise? But then again, I wouldn't be here no more. So I do make those inner twisted, crazy jokes with myself. But sometimes I'm like, child, can you please shut off? I try meditation. I try doing deep breathing and all that stuff. It don't work. Like they always say, no, when you're dealing with a Virgo and we sit and worry about every damn thing, I can't shut my damn brain off. How you doing, Robert? I did see your post about what you was talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. I can't wait for all of this so I can break it down. And I did get your message this morning. Funnily enough, when you sent me the thing about Austin Wolf, his Twitter page was taken down. His Instagram, I believe, is still up. I haven't looked, but I'm going by what people told me. But funnily enough, when you sent me that thing about Austin Wolf, the screenshot, another person sent me a screenshot as well. I'm like, well, goddamn, I just love. First of all, I love the fact that people think enough of me that they just be sending me stuff in my message. They was like, oh, this is something you could probably use for your show. Like, this is the update. And I'm like, you know what? Thank you. So I appreciate those people who look out for me when it comes to thinking of me. It's like, oh, yeah, I know you do shows. Like, even though I don't be tuning in all the time and I see your clips and stuff on Facebook or whatever the case is, I immediately thought of you and like, oh, so I saw your YouTube video. I'm going to send you this just so that way you keep up to date. And I appreciate all of y'all that keep me up to date on things because you want to know something? This is a full... People don't realize, even when I do these 3, 4, sometimes 4-hour shows, this is a full-time job because, like I said, I go in, I rewatch my episodes, I be cutting up and editing, the episodes, taking the clips, putting them on other social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and even on YouTube, because I know a lot of people who watch post-show don't sit and watch the whole thing. So I put up the really juicy stuff, and I put those up for people to watch. And with all of that, I also have to work on my website. There's so many things I have to do. And a lot of times I'm not always able to get a hold of every single story that comes out. So I definitely appreciate y'all that send me things on social media. And honestly, if I'm not mistaken, I think didn't you just follow me on the Twitter? And I think you commented on something. But yeah, I need to look and see if she did something for Palestine. Because Hannaford out here trying to rehabilitate that image. This is not knowing anything since it came out. At least Twitter suspended his account. Finally, and I don't know what took him so long, and I'm surprised, especially the way Elon must be. But anyway, hold on. Let me see if I should look that up. Jennifer Lopez, Palestine. Oh yeah, I saw it said, according to the Zimbabwe Mail, and this was July 21st, they said she made a significant humanitarian contribution by donating $4.5 million to provide meals and medical aid supplies. But the question remains is, did they get it? Because a lot of times when I've been watching the news, that aid don't be getting the way it's supposed to get, or the aid gets there, but then you got them freaking Zionists that be standing on the outside trying to starve out the Palestinians and don't want to make sure that they get the aid. Oh yeah, that was like, I know it was you. I mean, and you was letting me know. I said, look, Joseph Quinn finally got with Doja Cat, and look, she ain't need that. Speaking of Zionists, she ain't need Noah Schnapp shady ass to hook them up. I'll tell you, good things come to those who wait. There's this actor, I can't remember his name. This Asian actor was on Billions. He was thirst trapping on his Instagram because he was like, I'm trying to donate for raise money for homelessness or whatever, because he said that when he came out to his mother, she, I guess, disowned him or whatever the case was, and he was couch surfing. and he lived in his car and stuff at one point, so he wanted to give back in some sort of way. So I was like, he said, "Oh yeah, for so that I can get y'all attention, you could thirst trap." And funnily enough, I said, "Let me shoot my shot over there at him." So I was like, "Well, you could thirst trap me anytime," and he liked the pose. I was like, "Ooh, who knows?" I'm putting the energy out there. Saying, "I'm gonna put my face in between them cheeks." But anyway, I just wanted to share the Billboard silence the critics, saying regardless of Taylor's tactics, they verify she is still gonna look. I don't give a damn about Billboard and all these little stunts and shows that a lot of these charts and all this other stuff we put on, because it's like what Chaperone said. These charts is bullshit. There was another story I saw of hers. I'm gonna save that for tomorrow because I was like, I already got too many topics as it is. So there was another story where she was talking about that they've been offering her movie roles, and she was like, actors are fucking crazy. And that's literally her words. She said, actors are fucking crazy. And she was like, no, I don't want to. I thought about being an actor. Like, that's when she moved to LA, and then she got a taste of it. She was like, oh, hell no. So she was like, I don't want people to try to control and tell me when I can, you're at the mercy of these damn people, these casting directors, whatever the case is. You never know if you could sign on for something, and then Joaquin Phoenix pull this shit where it's like, oh yeah, I'm signing on for a movie. I'm ready to go. I done put all my stuff to the side. I got these 3 months locked down. Then this heifer go and pull a damn stunt talking about, oh, now I don't want to do the movie. And then you're out of a job, as in hundreds of other people. So it's like, no, I wouldn't want to do that. Even being a musician, it's instantaneous. You can put out the music whenever you want. And who cares about some damn charts? Quiet as it's kept. I don't know why people be paying attention, especially a lot of y'all that be trying to throw shade at other artists. Oh, they're not flop. Oh, they're that. It was like, who cares about charts? Everybody know you don't make money from the music industry any damn way. You make it from touring and merch. So who cares? But I do like me some Chaperone. Shout out to her. Y'all know I stand for Miss Chapel. But anyway, let me hit my banner and let's get into the show. So let's talk about Friday the 13th. So, there were rumors circulating that after Brian Fuller, did he quit or was he? I think he was fired because A24, I guess they said that the budget ballooned. Like, they were paying almost $100 million for a TV show. And I'm like, that's crazy, especially when you're doing something that is as simplistic as a slasher movie. Slasher movies should never be expensive. Like, when you look at any kind of slasher movie, they keep it on a small budget, especially if you're doing Blumhouse. And don't get me wrong, Blumhouse, y'all be hit and miss with a lot of stuff. More miss than hit. I live more for Neon and A24. Y'all be giving me my life in regards to the quality. And I've always thought that the good thing I've always loved about A24 is they've always been able to figure out how to make quality movies on a tiny budget. Speaking of which, this shot me also. I don't know which company they are. I don't know if it's A24 or Neon, but that Long Legs movie, I need to see that. Because I just heard they crossed $100 million at the box office. I'm like, when did this happen? Like, I didn't even know that movie was doing that well. I know there was a lot of word of mouth and a lot of people were talking about it, but I had no idea that movie was, that it like quietly did what it did. Like, it crossed over $100 million. And I think maybe it's because everybody was talking about Deadpool and Wolverine and all this drama I'm still confused about with Blake Lively and that man who she tried to hijack his damn film. And then recently, Alien Romulus did fairly well at the box office. It dethroned, and rightfully so, Deadpool and Wolverine. So with Friday the 13th, I was sitting up in here like, how the hell did y'all let this shit balloon to damn near $100 million? Like, that don't make sense. And so the thing was put to the side. I was like hoping and praying that we could still get this thing on track. And so this morning, I received a post from Robert, friend to the show, from Bloody Disgusting, saying that they have found themselves a new showrunner. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, because I've heard people say, oh no, they canceled it. And I'm like, I haven't heard anything like that unless Deadline or any of the major trades are announcing it, especially the horror movie website, that I pay attention to, especially like Bloody Disgusting, which I mentioned. Then that's the only way I'm believing any of this stuff. So I hadn't heard anything. I thought that they were just going to take their time, figure out who they can get to run the show, and then they'll deal with what they need to deal with. But I didn't think that it was dead in the water, pun intended. So now we have So Blade Discuss reported this morning, and now I'm going to go to the Deadline article. Please hold. And we're going to read it as a class. So yeah, Deadline officially did the story, so we're just going to take from them. So apparently this says Brad Caleb Kane set as the new showrunner for Peacock's Friday the 13th prequel series. Now, for those who are unfamiliar who he actually is the showrunner for Welcome to Derry, which is the It prequel that we're supposed to be getting this fall on HBO Max. You know, I know it's called Max, but it's a stupid ass name. I still call it HBO Max. I dead name stuff if I don't like it. I won't do that to the people, but I'll do it to, you know, things. Like, child, I'm not even going to read that foolishness about Trump talking about Taylor Swift is endorsing his campaign, because you know that's a damn lie. But anyway, so let's get to this article. So it says Crystal Lake, Peacock's upcoming Friday the 13th prequel series from Studio A24 has found its new showrunner in Brad Caleb Kane, who, like I said, is the showrunner behind the upcoming It Welcome to Derry. In addition to showrunning, Kane will serve as the series creator, writer, and executive producer. He assumes the reins from Brian Fuller, who was behind Hannibal, which I think most people are familiar with. Star Trek Discovery, I watched a couple of episodes, but I really couldn't get into it. I actually liked Strange New Worlds more than Star Trek Discovery. And I used to have my ex-roommate, we used to get in these debates about Star Trek. So, I actually like Strange New Worlds more or less than Discovery. And Discovery is done. So I guess now he can come into that. And I'm assuming that they're finished with Welcome to Derry. So now he can focus on this. But should Welcome to Derry get a season 2, who are they going to get to show run that? That's what I'm curious about. Unless he's going to be on doing 2 shows. Which I guess can happen, because if Ryan Murphy and all them can come out here and have like 6, 7 damn shows on TV, and you're a showrunner of a lot of those shows, then I guess you could do it. So anyway, let's get to this. So it says that they said he confirmed his exit from the project in May, noting that A24 elected to go a different way with the material. First announced in October 2022, Crystal Lake's plot specifics are being kept under wraps. In addition to Kane, exec producers on the series include A24's Victor Miller, who wrote the screenplay for the original film, Miller's copyright attorney, Mark Toberoff, Robert M. Barsamian, and Robert P. Barsamian. Are they related? Meaning, you know, siblings. Not siblings, but like father, son, or maybe brothers. First of all, I would kill my parents if they gave me the same name if we were brothers. But obviously, if y'all got the same damn name, first and last, y'all related in some sort of way. The project will mark A24's first major IP-driven project amid a recent effort to expand in a more commercial direction. They said, quote, "From the moment I watched Jason Voorhees squeeze a guy's eyeball out of his socket," of course, that was Friday the 13th Part 3, the 3D one, "at the tender age of 8 years old, I knew my creative path was someday destined to converge with the man behind the mask," said Kane in a statement on his Crystal Lake hiring. "Nothing defined my childhood more than growing up in the golden age of the slasher flick, and nothing's defined the genre more than Friday the 13th. I couldn't be more excited for the opportunity to contribute a chapter of this iconic franchise, particularly with such fearless partners as Peacock and A24. Now, this has got me wondering, because they're talking about this. Does this mean that are they focusing on Pamela still? Because I remember, like, in the original one that they were doing with Brian Fuller, the focus was more or less going to be on, it was a prequel sort of saying, like, Jason as a kid, when he was in the camp in the 1950s, and Pamela Voorhees was working at the camp and all this craziness was ensuing. I also wonder if not Betsy Palmer, the Adrienne King, who was in the original final girl who was killed off in Part 2 in the opening sequence, there were photos of her on set of the original show. So I do wonder if she's going to be asked to come back, or are they going in a completely different direction and it's like, y'all wiping the slate clean. You're not even going to use the footage that Brian already shot, or you're not even going to use any of the scripts that were already written that Judge is going to go. He's going to come in and maybe just start from scratch. So I'm actually curious as to what is the direction. Also, do they have the right to use Jason? Because if you're saying that Victor Miller is on board, he was the one who wrote the original script. Now, Jason doesn't show up until Part 2. Yeah, you see him at the end when he comes out of the water, and that was like a last effect thing. But Jason doesn't appear until the sequel as an adult. I know, suspension of disbelief. I don't know how the hell somebody died and drowned and then become an adult in the sequel. Make that make sense. But, we suspend our disbelief in horror films. We don't try to think too heavily into it. And then part 3, it was when he got the hockey mask. So I do wonder how they're going to bring all this in, because is that lawsuit still going on between, Sean S. Cunningham and Victor Miller, where it was just like, okay, who owns Jason? Who owns Pamela? That sort of thing. I hope they work that out, because I don't have all that information in front of me right now where I would even know if, who owns what and who's allowing people to do whatever they can. I'm like, can y'all just settle the shit and just y'all both get a piece of the damn pie, just so that way us Friday the 13th fans can finally get us a good series or movie or whatever, because I do want a Friday the 13th movie. It's been too damn long. It's been over 15 years since we've seen Jason on our big screens. I know some people have mixed feelings on it, but I like the Friday the 13th remake with Jared Padalecki. I enjoyed it. I like the idea that they made him a little more, scary, and it was a more dark and grittier, which kind of was presenting of the times. I'm trying to think of how to say it. Presentative. It was basically the times, because when them movies came out in like 2000s, 2010s, whatever the case was, a lot of the movies were kind of like had like this dark grit to it. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then you had Friday the 13th. You had all those type of films, especially when Dark Dunes was Planet Dune, I think, was the production company, the one that Platinum Dunes, that's what it was. I'm like, I knew it was something, which was a subsidiary of oh my god, what's his name? The one that makes all those terrible Michael Bay. He had like his own little horror subsidiary where he would make a lot of scary films. And I actually like that Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Jessica Biel, and I like the Friday the 13th remake. So, and it had like that grit to it, because I think like at the time it was just a dark period, and that the movies were a little more aggressive in that way. So I hope they kind of bring that energy to this. So I feel like it's a good start that we have somebody who's coming in, that they've found themselves a new showrunner. I am curious as to how welcome the dairy actually is. I hope it doesn't suck, because if it does, I'm gonna be mad. I did like it. I will always love the original one with Tim Curry, the TV movie, but I actually enjoyed Andy Muschietti's it as well, with Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise the Clown, who is making an appearance in the series. So I'm actually curious, and I'm not putting none past HBO. HBO really has a great track record in regards to their television shows. They don't always hit it out the park, but for the most part, 9 times out of 10, they're similar to Apple TV in regards to like they usually never miss when it comes to their shows. A lot of their shows are on point and good quality, and I'm actually excited to see what they're going to do with that. So once I see this Welcome to Dairy series when it airs sometime in the fall, I don't know exactly what the date is, then I'll probably be more at ease and be like, okay, so now y'all can go with gas, and I'm actually trusting that y'all will do this Friday the 13th prequel series justice. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this news? I mean, there's not a whole lot that's come out about Friday the 13th and this upcoming Crystal Lake series. I am interested in seeing what they're planning on doing with it. How much of a role is Jason going to play in it? Are they still going to have Pamela a part of the franchise? And where what is the goal? Is it have they changed it from like it's not going to be in the 50s anymore? Is it going to be modern day? I actually hope they bring it into modern day. It'd be so much fun. Just keep it simple. Have a bunch of kids at a camp. Give them like interesting backstories. Take more of the Alien Romulus approach. Let us get to know the characters and feel for them. So when you start killing people off, we feel a little bad for them. So I'm hoping that's where they go with that. But the only way we'll know is once more tea comes out about the story and more. And once they get to start filming and all the other, like once more information comes out, we'll know, and then I'll bring it to you guys here. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, so we have some comments. Speaking of which, sleeping with the enemy is why I refuse to watch. It ends with First of all, I love Sleeping with the Enemy. That was a good damn movie. I will say this though, Julia Roberts was such a damn dingbat. Why the hell is she faked her death and then she goes to flush the ring down the damn toilet? I'm like, sis, if you was gonna fake your death, what you should have did was kept it consistent and threw that ring in the damn ocean. That's what you should have did. But she goes and flushes down the toilet and the ring didn't never flush. So that's how I was like, he knew she wasn't dead. That was a good one. Okay, there's two movies that I love in regards to that whole women in peril situation where they men was abusing. That one and Enough. I can't stand that wig that J-Lo had on in that movie, but overall, I do love Enough. And she learned that Krav Maga and beat his ass, bitch. That movie gave me my life. You know, I love when J-Lo do the cheesy stuff. It's that Team Julia over Team Blake. Child, Blake getting on my damn nerve. Wait a minute, Phil Donahue died? When the fuck did that happen? Oh, what happened to his wife? Don't his wife have, did she have Alzheimer's or something or another? Hold on a second. Marlo Thomas, Batgirl. I was like, not Phil Donahue, child. At 88, oh my God, my grandmother used to love Phil Donahue show. And then, you know what? The one thing I loved about Donahue, like Donahue set the standard. Like he was the one that broke, like bringing on people who died of AIDS or people who had AIDS and stuff. I remember, I think he interviewed Ryan White. And that was an iconic situation with him. I remember when I watched the TV damn movie with the Ryan White story. That I remember when that came out back in the day, that gave me my life in regards of like me learning and stuff so much about like AIDS and that sort of thing and how he got, I believe it was a blood transfusion, something or another, if I can remember correctly. And so it was like, and then, you know, I think Oprah had that Hadid girl that was on her show. She passed away. I think she passed away this year. And then Ryan White, you know, Donahue interviewed him, but Donahue was always groundbreaking in regards of the way he did his talk show. And what I loved about him, he would discuss controversial topics, but he always brought a sense of empathy. Like he really cared to try to really understand the people who were different on, you know, when he would bring them on his show. It was never like sensationalism type crap, the type of stuff that you would get from like Sally Jesse Raphael, or I won't say Ricky Lake, because Ricky Lake did have empathy for people and she used to windmill for the gays. So when people get up there and they do their little homophobic bullshit, because she had a lot of her gay friends, so she would get up there and she would windmill for the community. And that was like my generation, because you know, when you were a kid, I remember I used to run home from school and I had to finish my homework so I could watch Ricky Lake at 5 o'clock. So on Channel 9, because that's the channel it was on. But now I love the fact that YouTube actually has old clips of her show on there. So I be catching like old episodes of Ricky Lake. Tempest Bledsoe's show is on there too, but her show was terrible. She was not a really good host. That's why I think her show lasted about 1 season or maybe 2, but I think mostly 1. But anyway, so rest in peace to I should have put that up, Chad. Rest in peace to Phil Donahue. I did not know he passed, but you know, there's a lot of stuff been going on, so I haven't really been like paying attention to the news, because you know, when I be focusing on putting a show together, I don't be looking at other stuff. Okay, so they said Scream might be expensive, but that's because the cast members have price tags. Well, yeah, now it seems like because the way Scream has built its franchise, it's like, yeah, now Scream is not one of those movies where it's like, okay, you continue to put new people in it every year, and then it ends up with being like $15 to $20 million. Like the Scream films, it seems to me like the budget goes to like $30 million. But they'll be shooting in Atlanta. Atlanta is pretty cheap. I don't know what the tax exempt situation is, you know, the film taxes, but I do know like that's like Hollywood. So, you know, shooting in Georgia, they'll be able to save a good coin out there. I do wonder if Tyler Perry will let them, you know, film on his set, because I know he lets other filmmakers film in his studios. I wonder if they'll, you know, do that. I know Victor won the rights to the original script, so I think it's Pamela. I know the sequels is in limbo. I think it's saying he'll sue. That's on Sick Days for School TV. He gave us a platform. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my grandmother used to watch. I remember when I used to go to my grandparents' house, like my grandmother used to sit there and watch Donahue all the damn time. She loved her court shows. I don't think she ever watched soap operas, But I know she would watch a lot of court shows and she watched a lot of talk shows. So that's how I was like, I got into Donahue, I got into Sally Jesse Raphael. I got into watching all those shows because she would sit there and watch them damn shows. And when you ain't had no choice, and there ain't a lot of options with TVs in the house, and you in the living room hanging out with, you know, your grandparents or whatever the case is, you got to watch whatever they watching on the TV. I mean, every now and again, they, you know, and that was at the time because my parents didn't have cable. So I used to love going to my grandparents' house because they had cable. they had the cable box. So I used to love going over there because I could watch Nickelodeon. I can watch like video music box and all other stuff because at the time we was growing up, we didn't have cable. We didn't get cable until like I think when I was like a teenager. But when I was little, we didn't really have cable because my parents were doing what they had to do to take care of us until they was able to scrape up enough money to move us out of the hood in the projects and move us to the suburbs to get a house. And that was like until I was like 12 when that happened. So right after that, it was like little by little started getting things, and I was able to we was able to get cable. I was hard back in the day. That's why I said these new generation, y'all don't know how good y'all got it. How they made things so easily accessible. And the fact that, you know, we had to get up and turn the damn channel. So when we had to watch TV, turning knobs and shit. I said back then, most people had 7, 8 channels. I was like, even regular TV, you had channel 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 11. That's 6. And then at 7, that'd be 13. And if channel 13, I watched a lot of PBS growing up. Like I watched Doctor Who on PBS. I used to love that show too. Still do. You know, I used to watch Doctor Who. I used to watch, of course, when you're a kid, everybody watched, but I won't say everybody, but I would think everybody watched Sesame Street. I watched Reading Rainbow, Ghost Rider. Like I used to live for BBS back in the day. All right, so now let's move on and let's talk about this team with Matthew Perry. So they said Hollywood stars are terrified their own drug habits could be exposed in the wake of the criminal investigation into Matthew Perry's death. So Hollywood has been shaken to the core over the investigation into why Matthew Perry perished. It said died, but I thought it'd be more entertaining to say Matthew Perry perished. But anyway, after it was ruled that the friend star's passing on October of 2023 was due to the acute effects of ketamine allegedly supplied to him by ketamine queen Jasmine Sanger. Okay, that's shady. Y'all said ketamine queen. You know what I was thinking of? That song Caribbean Queen. Who was singing that? Billy Ocean. That's what I said. Like, maybe somebody to write that song, Ketamine Queen. They said the rest of her A-list clients feared their names could be brought up to the case. Wait, so this Jasmine person, because that should have been known. It's like, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. We should have known that, you know, it's too good to be true if y'all really think that Matthew Perry was her only client, especially, you know, when it comes to people in Hollywood doing drugs. So, of course, that she's probably got a Jeffrey Epstein-sized book of secrets on who her client list is. So they said Sanger, along with Perry's longtime assistant Kenneth Iwamasa, who allegedly administered 3 doses of the drug on the day of his demise, and his doctor Salvador Plasencia, were all recently charged in connection to the 17 Again actor's death. A source told the Mirror there is a widespread panic at who else could be dragged into this. She catered to a lot of famous people, and they could easily all be collateral damage. They said Hollywood is awash with drugs. There are a lot of very anxious people, from agents, publicists, to celebrities themselves. Everything could come crashing down. Her list of clients will be hoping she takes a plea deal like that taken by Perry's assistant if offered by federal prosecutors to avoid an embarrassing courtroom expose. Well, why would she need to save y'all? It's like she gonna save her own ass at the end of the day. But child, you don't want to end up like Jeffrey Epstein, and when you got all them secrets, somebody higher up in a powerful position gonna take you out. So you better hope that you don't get to that position. So they said, according to the indictment, Sanger would only deal with high-end and celeb buyers at her North Hollywood home, which was referred to by many as Sanger's Stash House. Per the prosecutor, the dealer was allegedly a major source of supply to ketamine to others as well as Perry. The people charged in the funny man's tragic passing tore the lid off a broad underground criminal network of people who took advantage of Perry and his addiction issues. U.S. Attorney Martin Estrada claimed that defendants in the case knew what they were doing was risking great danger to Mr. Perry, but they did it anyway. But they said anyways. But you know, I can't stand when people say anyways. Because I'm like, that ain't a damn word, it's anyway. During a press conference, former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani stated that Perry's stardom left him vulnerable for people to lead him down a dark path. They have entourages that are many times like leeches. Here's someone with a clear, well-documented opioid addiction. People are charging him thousands of dollars for ketamine and taking advantage of that. It's really sad. As previously reported, Perry began using ketamine as a legitimate medical treatment for his difficult battle with addiction. However, after becoming dependent on the drug, the Kid alum sought out a larger supply on the black market. Approximately 40 minutes later, Perry asked defendant to prepare the jacuzzi and told him, "Shoot me up with a big one," referring to another shot of ketamine. And they said that that's what the document claimed in his final moments. Now, here's the thing, because now one side of me be like, okay, first of all, he a grown-ass man. He gonna make whatever decision he gonna make about himself, and as an adult, you make your decision. On the other hand, I'm like, okay, but he has an addiction. And a lot of times, being an addict, that's a disease. And to your better judgment, all you care about is getting that high. You're not thinking about whether or not, or you want whatever issues you got, you want the pain to go away, you want to numb whatever kind of issues you got going on. Because they did say that he was battling depression and anxiety and that sort of thing as well. And that's what they were saying, that that's what ketamine is used for. But then it is true that when you get hooked on drugs or whatever in Hollywood, because yes, Hollywood is a huge cesspool of, you know, drug use, drug addicts, and drugs. I mean, look, wasn't they saying the tea about, and I truly believe this, like that whole thing about Zac Efron in the pool, it's like, child, y'all better check on him. He probably gonna end up allegedly like Matthew Perry. So I hope he don't end up in the same type of situation. But there's a lot of people in Hollywood that are addicts that depend on their little drugs, whatever, that be up at parties doing all kinds of booger sugar and all kinds of other things. So I'm not surprised by the fact that there is a laundry list of people, or that she probably has a black book of celebrity clients who do depend on her. But the fact of the matter is, the worst part is when you have these entourages, these yes people that are surrounded by you or that work for you, that are not going to tell you, per your better judgment, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think I should be shooting you up the big one while you going in the damn jacuzzi, because you could possibly die, or whatever the case is. Or do these people who are shooting you up, do they even know what they're doing? But I guess some people don't care, because it's like, as long as they get their high or whatever in, that's all that matters. So we'll see what happens with all of this. I do feel bad that we had to lose him or whatever, but it shouldn't have to take a celebrity getting killed for all of a sudden everybody wanting to crack down on this huge situation of drug use in Hollywood and all these big drug dealers who take advantage of these celebrities. And the fact that there is like a little circle of people who get off on doing that, or just don't care because they know, like, hooking up with these celebrities, it's a big supply and demand. So you're going to make way more money dealing drugs to fiends, Hollywood fiends, than you would being an actual doctor and making your coins from taking care of people. So I don't know how they're gonna figure out, like, this is weird to me in the way that they've set all this up in regards to trying to work all this out. But we'll see, child. And I'll keep my eye on this story as it develops. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, so Robert says, had to know the time when your show can. That's why we would depend on that TV guide. Now we don't need the TV guide anymore. All right, so let's move on now. And let's talk about this. Speaking of drugs, let's talk about Nicki Minaj. And it seemed like she finally got a little resolution in her defamation suit against blogger. Well, they said she could, look, Nosey Heaux called herself a blogger as well. But I was sitting there thinking, like, bloggers are people who write. Vloggers are VLOGGER, are people who do like video commentary, like myself. Or we call ourselves pundits, or I it's like media personalities, whatever you want to call it. But I'm like, blogger. I'm like, does she have an actual website? But if that's what y'all want to call her, let's go with it. So according to TMZ, they basically said that Nicki Minaj is probably feeling vindicated because she just settled a lawsuit with a woman who made some wild statements against her. And the woman had to apologize, admit she lied, and not mention Nicki and cocaine anymore, or else she'll have to pay a big penalty. Which I will say she didn't remember. I mean, she didn't bring her up because I did take a gander over at her channel. I think it was yesterday because she was up in there. Look, and my thing is this with Nosey, she don't care. She don't give a fuck because yesterday she was on her site talking about Drake is a pedophile, that he be out here messing with kids. She even dragged what's his name, academics in the situation too, and pretty much said I don't give. And this is her words. She said I don't give a fuck what people gotta say or whatever the case is, because regardless of whether or not you sue me or whatever the case is already in people's minds. And people gonna believe what they're gonna believe. But my thing is it in their minds because you said it, or is it because there's always been stories floating around? So these stories could be out there, and you can hear things, and it could be accusations. And from over the years, we have heard stories about Drake and his creepiness when it comes to underage girls and that sort of thing. But if there's no actual concrete evidence, we cannot go around sitting there saying, unless you see the video of him sticking his dick in a underage girl, y'all can't be going around saying that this shit is fact. It needs to be alleged, or I heard from whatever situation you heard it from. Y'all can't just be going out here being the Wild Wild West out here and thinking that y'all not going to face a lawsuit. Case in point with Nosey Heaux in this situation, and now Tasha K. How many times that heifer been sued? She been sued probably got 5 lawsuits. Do the bitch got any money left with all the situations that's going on with us? She got 4 people suing her. And what's her name? Did Cardi get her money yet? So anyway, so they basically said that the settlement calls for Marley Green, who goes by the social media persona Nosey Heaux. She had to apologize for her false statement about Nicki, namely bogus claims Nicki was a cokehead. Now, Nicki sued Marley back in September of 2022 after she posted a video claiming Nicki was shoving all his cocaine up her nose. Now, in the settlement, Green acknowledges everything she said about Nicki using or abusing cocaine was false, and that she never had any evidence of Nicki using or abusing cocaine or any other drug. And that's why I said, yeah, you can run around here talking about you this, and this, but where's the evidence? And now, unless you seen Nicki in a room with a pile of cocaine on her desk, a la something out of Scarface, and you seeing her shoving that shit up in her nose, y'all can't be going around here talking about that she's on the booger sugar. Now, who knows? She might actually be doing booger sugar behind the scenes. That's her business. However, for you to sit up here and make this as a fact, we have a responsibility as pundits to be out here spilling the tea and doing and saying what needs to be said, instead of going out here making blanket statements, making accusations as if you was in the room and you seen it with your own eyes. Now, there's been things that I've seen with my own eyes, and I'll tell you, or people that I trust that have told me things, and I'm like, these are reliable sources who work with certain people who will tell me some stuff. And I ain't gonna tell you exactly the sources because I don't want to blow their cover. But for the most part, unless you have sources, and I'm not talking about regular people that watch your damn show and come up in a chat and say, well, so-and-so, and there's this video. But I was like, okay, so where the evidence? Because if you've seen Drake stick his penis in a 14-year-old girl, send me the video. Send it to me on the whatever dark web you done found it on, send it to me. I need to see it with my own eyes. It's the same thing like we seen that video with R. Kelly pissing on that child. Some of y'all still didn't believe the shit. Even though the evidence is out there and the idiot filmed it, people still be out here windmilling for him. So it also says in the settlement, Green agrees to never mention Petty or Nicki's kid ever again because she went and made comments about the child's son. And it's like, if you want to talk about a celebrity because they're in the news, that's like with me. Because I know everybody be worried about the barbs or whatever. I don't give a shit about all that. These fans, they don't scare me. But I will say this. If a celebrity comes and does something in the news, and it's our job as pundits to talk about it and give our opinion. I'm not going to make no negative comments about their child because I'm like, the kid ain't had nothing to do with it. Now, if the celebrity goes and says something personal, whatever the case is, if you're going to come at me sideways and I'm going to come at you sideways, then the gloves come off and everybody's getting dragged in the situation. That's just the way I was raised. Like, I'm from the hood. So when it come down to some shit, I'm dragging everybody in the conversation. Fuck you, fuck your kid, fuck your mama, fuck everybody. But when you having a conversation about a celebrity, it needs to just be at that. If you hear stuff, if you going based off the evidence that TMZ, whoever else is bringing up, then we discuss the conversation on that. Now, when some of these pundits want to come out here and sensationalize and be extra and throw a little seasoning on top of the chicken because, you know, they want, it's a way to go viral. But it's like, okay, that's cute or whatever. You can go viral. It's great that you want to do all that, but guess what? A lawsuit gonna come with that because you out here saying crazy shit. And you have to realize we as pundits have a responsibility to spill the tea and give our opinion on the tea and the facts and the evidence. And unless, like I said, unless you've seen Nicki in a room in her mansion with a pile of booger sugar on top of her desk, and she basically sticking a tube up her nose and just sucking it all up on through both nostrils, then you can't be out here saying that this is fact on what you've seen her, or, you know, when you haven't seen her do that at all. But I did see that when she was on her channel, because she did cut it up, and it was like maybe under 2 minutes. And she was like, why is everybody asking me about Nicki Minaj? Why is everybody talking about it? Because it was like, yeah, the tea came out, and everybody want to know, since your ass went live, if what's going on? What's the tea? Like, TMZ spilling it. Now, you can't say nothing, but look, it said in the evidence, she can't mention her name. She can't say nothing. But Nosey, I guess, is going to do what she's going to do. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? That's her channel. She can talk about whatever she want to talk about on her own channel. And what they said was, if she breaches the agreement, which, as I stated before, that she cannot mention Petty or Nicki's kid, as in she cannot talk about Kenneth Petty. She cannot mention Nicki's child, Papa Bear. I don't even know the boy name, but she called him Papa Bear. That's what we're going with. And she can't say nothing more about Nicki and the booger sugar. And she can't retweet any comments about Nicki doing anything illegal or unethical. So I guess that means you can't even talk about Nicki at all on your show. Like, you got to keep it to what you're doing. I'm like, well, goddamn. She can't even talk about Nicki at all. But we'll see what happens, because they said if she breaches the agreement, she got to pay Nicki Minaj $50,000 for each offense. So my thing with this is, you know what? When you have a lot of money, that's another thing too. You know, I don't even think these celebrities really want the money. I think it's the principle behind the situation. You could pretty much, when these bloggers be out here acting like it's a no man's land where y'all got diarrhea in the mouth and all this other shit, you can wrap people up in litigation because you know they don't have the coins to fight the legalities. You've heard many of these pundits that come on here. Perez Hilton talk about how he was dragged into many lawsuits for things that he would do and how he would go ham on certain topics and things he said about certain celebrities, and they would wrap him up in litigation. Especially when he would use other people's paparazzi photos without their permission. Funky Dineva has mentioned many a times that there's been a couple lawsuits he's gotten wrapped up in. So my thing is, when it comes to bloggers, y'all need to be real careful. You know, when y'all out here in these streets saying stuff, and you got a lot of these people that watch your show and they salivating at every word. Well, I heard this. And you know that a lot of these people, they be watching something. They'll send clips. Because I know Nicki don't know who the hell a damn nosy hoe is. But you know them barbs and sent her them clips. And she went and, you know, she had a lot. First of all, how I found out about the litigation. Let me pull that up. Megan Cunniff, because you know Megan Cunniff, she always got the court documents. So she the one that pulled this up. It was on her Twitter, and I happened to come across it. And she basically talked about the whole situation, on how she had acknowledged and admit that any and all such statements which she has ever made about Onika Mirage. She ain't say Onika, but that's her name. She put Mirage, but it's Onika Mirage using and or abusing the booger sugar were false. So she apologized. And it said that she was, you know, Minaj being engaged in conduct which reflects poorly on Mirage's integrity. And that's why I said, when you out here saying something, and yeah, we already know that there's a lot of celebrities out here who be dipping and doing it with the drugs. But if they keep it private and it's being done in private places, like, members only clubs or whatever the case is, that's between them. And when y'all start spilling that stuff and it messes with their livelihood and their reputation on the other stuff, they're like, bitch, I'm gonna take your ass to court. So, like I said, y'all better be careful out in these damn streets, because these celebrities ain't playing with y'all. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Let me know what y'all think of this tea in the comments down below. Okay, so we have. Oh yeah, you was about the talk show thing. It said calling her a booger sugar head when Nicki literally admitted to me. Well, look, Nicki has implied that she has done some things, and I'm not saying that she innocent in the whole situation too, but she decided to make an example out of Nosey, because it was like Nosey was going in with the situation. It wasn't just about the booger show. Like, she was making comments about her child. We already know the stuff about Kenneth Petty, because Kenneth Petty's stuff is public record, even though there's some of y'all out here, that, especially a lot of the barbs, that want to be delulu with the situation. But it's like, it's public knowledge of what he did. Whether or not he innocent in the situation, the courts is the court, and the paperwork says what it says. But I do agree with you with the whole thing. And the funny thing is, Onyx is a barb, so I love the fact that you said that. And you said, like, yeah, she admitted to being addicted to perks. And it's like, so were you piggybacking off the fact that Nicki says that she pretty much was on that Percocet? Molly Percocet. Molly Percocet. Like, snort that Percocet. Because, people do things all kinds of ways. Don't people snort meth too? A friend of mine was telling me after, I'm like, ew. First of all, I don't fuck with no damn meth. I be seeing what that shit do to people, especially if you out here in New York. I was like, you're not going to have me out here looking like something out of the Dawn of the Damn Dead. I do agree with Cheryl, though. She is messy. You said, I don't care for bloggers that straight up lie on people. Not only that, but it's just a lot, her energy in the way, because I've watched her show sometimes, depending on certain situations, and I'm like, girl, your energy is real stink. I can't get behind her. But a lot of people like what she do, and if you like it, I love it. But her energy for me, child, I be feeling like I need to wash my entire body with holy water after getting through her negative energy having ass. But anyway, so it said, and Nicki is invested in bloggers and the ones that defend her and take her side on everything. Well, here's the thing. You know me, I'll call out everybody. Everybody gets it on both sides. I'm with you when you right, but when you fuck up, you getting not dragged. I shouldn't say you getting dragged, but I was just trying to be simple with it. But it's like, when you wrong about stuff, we got to be able to call things out too. I don't give a damn about this whole, well, I'm gonna be on your side, I'm gonna kiss your ass because then I can get an interview. I can get that. I don't give a shit about all that. It's like, I'm here to give the tea come out. We respond to it. I bring a balance of both sides to the situation and leave it up to the people to make up their own mind. But if you thinking I'm gonna just sit up here and just be blind to what people do, you watching the wrong show. Not you, but I'm just saying in general. You said, well, only 30K subs that defends her all the time. Because I'm like, well, is that person in like invited to any kind of her circle stuff? And you said, meanwhile, Nicki is currently on Twitter asking bars what songs they want to hear. Can you please, celebrities, can y'all please stop asking these fans what songs they want to hear? Like, as an artist, I need y'all to stop being freaking lazy. I need y'all to actually take the time, get in the room with the people that are putting together your show and figure out what your set list should be. I'm actually not going to work her show this year, because she is coming to my job again in September. I'm not going to be able to work her second show. Well, yeah, it is her second show that she's coming to the Garden to do. But I'm not gonna be able to work her show this year because it's like I got my schedule for my other place, and I'm like, chill. My schedule is gonna be crazy in September. I'm actually looking forward to it because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be crazy busy. There's so many tours coming. There's so many shows and stuff happening this year. It's like we got next month. Charlie XCX is doing a show. I was looking at my calendar. I'm like, I didn't even know half the people that was up in there was doing shows and stuff. So it shocked the hell out of me. Because I was like, let me go to the Garden website. And where it was like, I didn't even know the Rangers was back in September. I'm like, where the hell I been? Which means, chill, my ass gonna be busy. I also didn't know Tate McRae was doing a show this Thursday. I'm like, first of all, no shade, but Tate McRae is that popular that she could sell out arenas? I'm just asking, because I was shocked when I saw that. I was looking for my damn calendar. It's like, why can't I figure out? I always hate like, oh, I was like, duh, Chris, you gotta press the calendar. But I am working the Wallows tour. I'm actually looking forward to that because I want to see Dylan Minnette up close and in person. You know, I just live for his, you know, he looks, it's weird. Like he looks like kind of like Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I was watching an interview with him yesterday and he's aged pretty well. And he was talking about how it's the 25th anniversary of 10 Things I Hate About You, or 20 years or something or other. And they were like, you were a baby then. He was like, no, I was 19, but he looked like he was 12. I said, you know, I told you our age people, we hit different. But, and then Incubus got a tour. And then Pearl Jam is doing 2 nights. I saw, Nicki Minaj is on the 7th. I'm not going to be able to do that one. And then I also saw that, I don't know who Sebastian Maniscalco is. I guess that's like symphony stuff. I'm really looking forward to the 23rd. They better schedule me for that Troye Sivan Charlie XCX one, because if they don't, I'm definitely going. And I'll be like, can y'all put me on to that? Megan Trainor got a damn show. Jelly Roll got a damn show. Sabrina Carpenter got a show. I didn't even know Conan Gray is coming to my job too. I need to see him up close too. So I'm like, bitch, I'm gonna be busy. Oh, and the Bleachers got a show too, and Vampire Weekend. I was like, chill. I'm gonna be booked and busy. So you said Nosey Haux only has 39K subscribers and not that many views on her videos. This is how I know Nicki looks herself up on YouTube to see what people say about her. Of course she does. But the worst part is like, who has time to sit and just obsess over people talking about them? Especially, you know, you have to realize in this business, it goes hand in hand. Like you need the bloggers and all those people to talk about you to keep your name in rotation. But I guess it was like, it was too crazy. I was like, but you said only have 39K. 39K isn't bad, but I guess we all can't be Lovely T. Lovely T got 1 million. And shout out to her for garnering 1 million damn followers. I'm like, that was a long time coming. Perhaps is not the White House. Nope, we know that. But people still be out here snorting prescription medication. A lot of people do that. Instead of just, you know, eating it in pill form, they crush it up and they snort it. If you're going to something, be accurate, because a lie is a damn lie. That's why I said you can't be out here just making up stuff. Bottom Grinder Door, aka Charlie XCX, Billie Eilish, 2 sold out night. And I'm sure I'll be doing one or maybe both of them Billie Eilish shows. And Tate McRae, because I haven't got my schedule for September yet. She's the one RCA is trying to replace Britney with because she refusing to work. Well, good luck, Tate, because I don't get Britney from her. I don't even know. Are people, because I haven't really been paying attention to Tate like that, but are people really checking for her that way? I don't know. And so you said RC and Britney don't like the contract, which won't allow her creative input. And I think that's what it is too, because, you know, whenever they look at Britney Spears, people always looked at Britney as nothing more than a pop puppet, that she pretty much never had a mind of her own, that she was being controlled by the label. And I think that's why she's always kind of butted heads, because it was like she wanted to have creative input. And there were times when we could definitely tell when Britney was like full on and she had control over the career. But yeah, it's just like, I really wish that when you were young, that kids were smart enough to know, like, okay, I know what I want to do with my career. Like, I know where I want to take it. I know what I want to represent. But not that. I think that's also why they get you when you're young, because it's like, we want to have control over y'all. That's why I love the way the music industry is now. People know what they're doing. Just like Chapel Roan, she's like, I've been doing this for like 10 years already. And the same routine. Now all of a sudden everybody's woken up and all of a sudden is liking me in the past couple of months. It's weird. It just goes to show how fake and phony people are too. Because I'm like, yeah, I've been doing this shit for over a decade, and now y'all paying attention to what I'm doing. First off, most celebs Google or YouTube themselves. Of course they do. I Google myself. So of course they do. But it's like, you know, but you said true, but Nicki isn't having a good year and these bloggers are having trouble defending her. And look, you also have to, you know, she needs to take responsibility for a lot of the stuff that she does too. How she, you know, gaslights her fans sometimes into doing her dirty work. So it's like, ma'am, you're not that innocent. But while I'm with you, when you're right in the whole situation, on Nosey was too messy and took it out of, was out of control with that whole loss, the stuff that she was saying. Because I remember I heard it when she said, I'm like, girl. And I didn't think that Nicki was going to be like, okay, I'm taking this bitch to court. And she did. But, some of these bloggers be out here just be reckless. All the Tate McRae hype. Okay, and that's why I say all that stuff. Everybody talk about Tate McRae, but you barely hear her out here. You hear about Sabrina Carpenter, you hear about Chappell Roan, and you hear about Charlie XCX. You hear about Taylor Swift. You don't hear nothing about no Tate McRae. I be seeing her like when people talk about the pop girlies, like she gets mentioned like in passing, kind of like Camila Cabello. They get mentioned in passing, but y'all not doing what needs to be done with y'all careers. But anyway, let's move on. And let's talk about Miss Halle Berry, who is seeking sole custody of her son, Maceo, because, she's in a nasty court battle with her ex-husband, Olivier Martinez. And, she's been going through it. Halle, I live for you, but you have horrible taste when it comes to men. But maybe it had to do with something. Maybe it was just her energy. And, I always say when it comes to relationships, whenever it comes to relationships, you attract what you put out. So maybe she was feeling the kind of ways when she got with him. Because, Halle been having some messy. And didn't Olivier and her first baby father, Nala Daddy, didn't they get into a fist fight? And then we saw Gabriel Aubrey, that was the model. I don't know what happened to him or if he's even in Nala's life. But wasn't there a point when Gabriel Aubrey and Olivier got into a fight in the driveway and Gabriel ended up with a black eye? I tell you, Halle, I live for you, girl. And I met her a couple of years ago when I was in LA. Your relationship is a mess. Well, it was. But it seemed like she got a good thing with Van Hunt. So it said, per documents obtained by TMZ, the Catwoman star alleged her ex's turbulent and detrimental behavior has negatively impacted their 10-year-old son as he deals with serious behavior and learning problems that the French actor allegedly brushed off on him. Berry claimed that Taking Live's star was more interested in Maceo's soccer endeavors than his schooling, alleging Martinez refused to get their child a tutor because it would interfere with his practice schedule. As a result, Maceo has fallen behind in his academics. The 58-year-old actress also claimed her son returns to her angry after he spends time with Martinez, who's also 58, claiming the father of one tells him about their relationship woes. Now, child, if that's the truth, I would definitely try to get sole custody because I'm like, sir, you are messy as hell. Putting poisoning the children with your stuff. I think Angelina do the same damn thing with all them damn little kids she got. Now, according to the outlet, Berry described her parenting skills as exemplary, while Martinez's are less than satisfactory. Now, the Gothica star argued that full custody would grant her control over Maceo's education and therapy choices so he can get back on track. Martinez and Berry split in 2015 after 2 years of marriage and have been in a years-long custody battle ever since. The former couple currently share joint physical and legal custody of Maceo, but Berry pays Martinez $8,000 a month in child support and covers his school expenses. Now, in May, the Exes reached a new co-parenting agreement and settled on meeting with a coach to help them better work together to parent their son. Now, while the two agreed to attend 6 joint co-parenting sessions, Martinez had decided to take the summer off, and that was, when that was the last story that we talked about. Is that, oh no, I'm gonna take the summer. I was like, first of all, I didn't know y'all had choices in that situation. How you going to just take yourself a whole vacation? Be like, oh no, I don't want to deal with whatever co-parenting type of situation we got. It's like, sir, nobody told you to stick your dick up in Halle and get her pregnant. And then, once you do that, your little vacation time, your little time where you want to go and do whatever you want to do as a man, that's null and void till that child turn 18 and get the fuck about your house. So in that situation, you got to settle and you can need to deal with whatever situations you got with your ex, who you need to learn to be an adult and more cordial around for the sake of the child that y'all are bringing up together, and figure that stuff out. You want to take the damn summer off. What the hell does Olivier do anyway? Because I ain't seen him in a movie in years. mean, is he an active actor in France? But I guess if you're getting paid $8,000 a month, why does he need to work? He gets sitting and luxuriating off a Halle coin. So I hate when this damn thing does that. It don't want to allow me to put the picture up that I want to put up. But anyway, so let's conclude by saying this. So they said that she is asking the judge to intervene and force Martinez to return from vacation and participate in the sessions. And that was when her request was denied over that. So now she's trying to seek sole custody. Hopefully she gets it. And that way she can get her child the help that he needs. Because if he's falling behind in his education, I feel like what Halle needs to do, because I'm sure that if you present the judge with his grades, and from the time when you're with him versus the time that he's with his father, you could present, a juxtaposition of the grades. You can also show how he's doing with his athleticism, because if he's involved in soccer and other athletic endeavors, 9 times out of 10, even kids who are in, 2-family households, it seems to be that, especially in American culture, y'all will put sports over education any day, which I don't agree with. I feel like if you're going to be out here doing sports or whatever, your education needs to be on point too, because guess what? All that physical attributes and shit ain't going to last forever, because God forbid, you're at a point in your life where you can get into the majors, be it a soccer team, if you want to get into Major League Baseball, if you want to play for the NBA, even if you want to do hockey, or whatever the case is, whatever your sport of choice is, if you want to accomplish that, when all else fails, you get an injury and you can't perform no more, and you dumb as a box of rocks, how you going to be able to parlay that into the next thing? So I do feel like this situation is not going to go anywhere. Unfortunately, Halle is caught up in a messy situation, and I do feel like because she so far is in a pretty steady relationship with Van Hunt, that he'll be able to step in and intervene, even though they don't have kids together. He'll be able to step in and intervene and really help Halle out with a lot of the stuff that's going on with her child. And girl, you need to do better when it comes to getting your relationships, when it comes to these men that you be laying down with, because look at this mess you in, messing with that old stank French man. And I used to think Olivier was good looking back in the day, but that attitude now, I was like, I don't care how good looking somebody is, but if you got one of the most stink attitude, that is a turn off for me. So I say, let's say, what do y'all think of this story? Because I know it's going to get messier before it gets any better, and I'll be keeping abreast of the story as it develops, because I'm sure this story is not going anywhere. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, well, hold on, because I was like, I had something, and it just like disappeared. Maybe I closed it by accident, didn't even realize it. But anyway, I said we got comments. Let me get to those. I saw your comment, Adrian, but I'm gonna get to it in a second. It said Halle is tired of this child support. Who are you telling? She tired of paying that child support. Speaking of which, I just saw a movie that she came out with. I forget what it's called. And she got a movie on Netflix with Mark Wahlberg. It was all right. I saw she was holding a watch party over on Twitter. She said, I still call it. I said, sis, you and me both. I refuse to call it X. I said, I will dead name that damn site till the day I leave this earth. So it's always going to be Twitter to me. I don't care what Elon does with it. Well, he run into it the ground quiet as it's kept. That's what he really doing with the damn site. But for the most part, I watched the movie on Saturday, and it was a fun, cute little movie. I see they're trying to set it up to be a sequel. I didn't know Mike Coulter's fine ass was up in that movie until I watched it. I have to say, that was a good looking man. He could, even though he probably bigger than, well, he definitely is bigger than me. I was like, Luke Cage could sit on my face. But anyway, so if y'all happen, just check the movie out. It was definitely like one of those. I was like, okay, this movie will make no money in the theater, but it is a fun little film that she has with Mark Wahlberg. It said women need to be careful when you marry and have children in the state of California. I don't even think he lives in California anymore. I think he lives out of the country. I need to look that up, because according to the article, I don't even know if they said where he lives exactly, because I'm like, hopefully it don't end up no situation where you know, Maceo leaves the country to go spend time with his father, and then he tried to pull some shit like Kelly Rutherford from Gossip Girl, where she was fighting years to get her son back because the husband left the country with him. No, it has to do with her having children and marrying in the state of California. This state is difficult for women. I was like, child, I would never live in California. I mean, I can't say I would never live in California because I did live in California. I don't think I'd ever go back. I think I would be adjacent to it. The closest I would live to Cali would be Vegas. But it's too damn hot over there. Oh, you say yes, they got into a fight. Olivia laid those. He sure did. And gave Gabriel a black eye. He said, yeah, there is a picture. It was online. He's exactly. It said he's very typical. You know, those French people, y'all are mean-spirited for no damn reason. It said paying $8,000 a month for child support and his schooling, and this man wanted this. This man cannot even pay for his own child. Of course. So it's like at the end of the day, you look at it, it's like, well, damn. Are you providing anything financial for your son? Like, you just digging into the money that Halle have to pay you, so that way you can get the kid whatever he need to get. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take you to McDonald's on your mama dime. He said the way oh yeah, I forgot about that. It was like he dated. Wait, I didn't forget about that because somebody pointed that out to me yesterday that he dated Kylie Minogue. I totally forgot. They said the way he treated Kylie Minogue like a queen, especially during her cancer ordeal. He's even in White Diamond, but we see the relationship ending because once again Kylie is on tour and doing 58 shows around Australia and the UK and fell out of his league and realized that she's actually able to make more. And you know what? Maybe that's why, that's the whole situation with him too. Like, maybe he has a problem with, he gets with these strong women whose careers is bigger than his. Because quiet as it's kept, or is it really that quiet? Halle's career is bigger than his. Kylie's career is bigger than his. So he can't seem to make it work. You need to find yourself a situation like Justin Timberlake, because you know Justin Timberlake, another one with a fragile ass ego and probably a fragile ass penis, that can only get with women who are behind him, that are under him. But I guess he can't really get. I'm wondering if it's a situation that he ever gets married to another woman, that would that affect the child support? I say, yeah, if he took the child to France, then French court would side with him. Well, I hope that's not the case. Now, speaking from one messy relationship to another, let's talk about Richard Lawson and Tina Knowles, because it looked like their divorce has been finalized after a year. And it says that Tina Knowles and Richard Lawson have peacefully settled their divorce after Miss Tina filed back in 2023 of July. So it's literally been a year that, you know, they filed. I was like, well, that was quick, because sometimes, you know, they be taking a long ass time to be finalizing these divorce. Like, how long did it take Kenya Moore to finalize her divorce and Bethany Frankel? Maybe they just don't like Bravo girls. Maybe that's why I be taking y'all like 10 damn years to finalize y'all divorce versus Tina, who, you know, I'm like, damn, do Beyonce got influence on the courts? So it says, according to court documents obtained by InTouch, both parties agree that irreconcilable differences, that's always what they choose, quiet as it's kept, has arisen between the parties, which has led to the irremediable breakdown of their marriage, making it impossible for the parties to live together as husband and wife. Now, per the agreement, Tina was awarded a 2018 Tesla. You mean that shit going basically turn on you and crash into a damn pole? You better return that shit back to Elon Musk. But they said a 2018 Tesla, a 2020 Bentley, a matriarch book deal with Penguin Random House. Oh, matriarch book deal. Child, who reading anything Miss Tina write? A 1% interest in Kirby Beauty Management, LLC, furniture and artwork in her possession, and all creative works, ideas, drafts, and other accolades accumulated by her during their marriage. The 70-year-old was also awarded her LA and Texas, this ain't Texas, home and furniture, jewelry, retirement accounts, and earnings she made since separating. Tina also has agreed to settle any credit card debt in her name and all outstanding balances regarding their household expenses. So pretty much, they just left with the shit they came in with. Now, as for Richard, or as we like to say, Dick, you doing? He was awarded $300,000 by his now ex-wife, as well as a 2021 Cadillac Escalade, his bank and retirement accounts, royalties owned to Richard Lawson Studios, and all creative works. He has a studio. I didn't even know that. Damn, Kendra Daddy, you walked away with some coin. Congratulations to him. You know, Kendra from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, in case y'all didn't know. Hey, Bianca girl. So also said that he also gets to keep all the jewelry, clothing, and rights to his SAG pension plan. Both parties agree that neither will receive spousal support. Oh, man, that's cute or whatever. That, you know, look, y'all getting my damn nerves with this. Look at Blue Ivy face. She always giving a look. I just want to put on that because I'm like, child, Blue Ivy is shady with her facial expressions. But anyway, so it said additionally, the settlement includes a non-disparagement clause that prohibits either from speaking negatively about each other's children, their spouses, and grandchildren, saying, and I quote, with respect to the mutual desire to protect the privacy rights of any and all present or future grandchildren of either party, the parties agree that they will not, when asked by the media or person, discuss said grandchildren or future grandchildren, whether verbally or in writing. This is what the clause reportedly states. Tina and Richard married in 2015, witnessed by the star-studded guest list, including, of course, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Solange Knowles, Kelly Rowland, Michelle Williams, Samuel L. Jackson, and Lawson's children, Bianca and Richard Jr. Which I said, this is why I would never get married. And it always seemed like Miss Tina can't catch a break because remember, Beyonce's daddy had a whole baby on her while they was married. Allegedly, he was out there doing them drugs and stuff and partying on Beyonce dime as well. Because it's like, you know, Beyonce is the star, but the daddy out here, you know, as the manager, laying it low and spreading it wide. I mean, he got a whole child out of it, which he denied at first. But then, of course, that DNA came back, you know, that Maury Povich DNA and determined that was a lie. And then he had to admit, yeah, you was out here slinging ding-a-ling up in random women behind Miss Tina back. And now you gotta, you know, pay for Richard's silence with Beyonce money. So I say, let's say, first of all, Miss Tina is smart by having in the clause that, yeah, should we divorce? I'm laughing because I actually could see that video of Tina where she was talking about, I prayed, you know, after the whole situation that happened with her ex-husband. Oh, I prayed for a good man, Savannah, a good man. And then that whole situation went down. And then she was like, he's not perfect, but he said, I'm not. She was like, no. And then kept talking. I'm like, oh, girl. First of all, she always got resting bitch face. She always looked like she mad at somebody. That's why Beyonce always so damn calm and nice, because she's like, it can't be two bitches in a no household. I mean, who knows how Beyonce is behind the scenes? You know, our Virgos, we present one thing, but then it's like behind the scenes, we could be a terror if we need to be, or we real direct. And a lot of people have a problem with our directness. But Tina does seem like somebody who's very headstrong. You know, all jokes aside, I'm just saying, you know, I always got to throw in the reads. But it was like, you know, Tina always seemed like she's headstrong. She was like, you know what? After all the shit I put up with Matthew, I'm not dealing with this in my next relationship. These are the things that I want. And it's like, yeah, I don't know what the hell Richard got mad for when she said he ain't perfect. Nobody's perfect. Not even Mary Poppins, even though they said she's perfect in every way. Nobody is perfect. Everybody's got their good things about them and their flaws. Flaws and all. I mean, her daughter did write a song about it. So, allegedly, because, you know, they be saying that Beyonce don't be writing her own music. You know, I always got to throw it, you know, got to hit all sides of the cylinder. So I do say that it is smart that she had him sign a clause saying like, yeah, we cannot speak ill of the family members. We can't speak ill about Jay-Z, Beyonce, whatever is going on in person. Like, you cannot write no tell-all book. You can't speak no ill will on them. And I'm like, that is smart. And I would have had that in the contract because it's like, yeah, we all know that there's a whole chamber of secrets in that damn Knowles household. Because if y'all really think there ain't no damn dirt up in there, then for somebody who has no experience in real estate, I got a bunch of houses in LA I could sell your ass. So I do believe there's a bunch of stuff that he's seen and he knows, but the smart thing is she had him sign that thing, so he can't say nothing. And I'm sure if he was to come out and spill some tea, there'd be some suing going on. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, you said Yeah, if he took the child of friend. Oh yeah, we read that one already. He said, why did she divorce him and she can't keep. That is a good question of why. Oh yeah, that was the T too. I forgot about that. That was like, yeah, that they said he was like in porn. But the child, it was somebody that was the male kind. And no shade. But Richard Lawson definitely gave me like he into more than just women. I don't know, I get that vibe from him. But girl, that's who you marry. That's what you pray for. And that's what you decide to walk down the aisle with. But it's like men don't watch porn. I mean, I guess men and women are different when it comes to that. But I'm like, women like porn, but yeah, Tina get me prude. Like she ain't down with watching no stuff like that. But like you said, Salon's son is a whole problem doing. Oh yeah, I did hear that he was doing some of that. Jules out here being messy too. Okay, so now let's move on. Let's talk about Miss Britney, who and there's allegedly an update on this whole biopic situation. So we definitely know that the biopic is in the works, and you know I am curious as to where, like, how much are they going to explore in the book, especially when it comes to a lot of her celebrity exes, like who, I mean, how much of her situation with Colin Farrell, if she's going to put anything about him in the book. But we know, like, most of the book, there's a lot of Justin Timberlake tea in the book, and you'd be a fool if you didn't include him in the memoir. I mean, not the memoir, in the biopic, as well as her tumultuous, strange relationship with her father, who, of course, we were reporting on not too long ago that her children are trying to reconcile with Jamie, and it pretty much defended him over, I guess, some of the decisions that he's made in regards of Britney's personal life as well as her career. And I'm sitting there like, you're just children. You really don't understand the extent of what was really going on behind the scenes. Now, don't get me wrong. We're not going to sit up here and act like Britney don't got mental health issues, because she does. Based on the things that we've seen her do, based on some of the bizarre things she's done on social media, we're not going to sit up here and be obtuse and try to act like that Britney is not, you know, that she out there where the buses don't run, and a lot of the decisions that she makes and some of the things that she does. Like recently, she was out here talking about that Solis dude, Paul Richard Solis. Oh, I ain't messing with men no more. I'm not. Child, first of all, you like dick too damn much to turn that shit down. So we're not gonna sit up here and try to act blind, you know, blonde, if that's your real hair color. In regards of like these, you know, if who you hooking up with. And then recently we seen her out with Paul's kids playing. I think it was like, I forget like what it's called, but they was out like in one of those indoor, you know, places or whatever, where the kids was like playing and she was playing with them. So I'm like, girl, like I understand like you want that camaraderie of like, because you don't have the best relationship with your sons, but you can find other people's kids to play around. Why you messing with that crazy ass man, the man that was putting you through all that shit, especially when you was in a hotel room with him and you had the swollen ankle and you was outside with your titties out with pillow covering your boobs, and then you getting mad because they hearing all this noise coming from the room, and then the police and the medical people was called, and it's like, it's not up to whether or not you can refuse them, but if the people in the building who are your neighbors on the floor that you stand in the hotel, hear some noise, people have every right to call for a medical person or the police because of the crazy noises that they hearing. But I guess, you know, like I said, Britney out there where the buses don't run, so maybe she don't know how the world works. So the latest, according to Radar Online, they saying that Britney is itching to put the pressure on ex-beau Justin Timberlake, former husband Sam Asghari, her estranged dad Jamie, and others she feels has wronged her in the past. Now, as for how she plans to do that, Radar Online can reveal that the pop star will reportedly bring the hammer down on her biggest enemies in an upcoming biopic based on the best-selling memoir. A source said the following. They said they better brace themselves for major embarrassment because Britney isn't going to hold back. Well, I didn't think she held back all that much when she wrote the when she came out with the memoir, which of course was read by my girl Michelle Williams. So they said, as Radar Online previously reported, the Toxic singer, who's 42, recently announced her 2023 book, The Woman in Me, will get the silver screen treatment. Now, taking to Twitter, she wrote, excited to share with my fans that I've been working on a secret project with hashtag Mark Platt. He's always made my favorite movies. Stay tuned. Euphoria babe Sydney Sweeney is among the actresses interested in playing the Princess of Pop. Crazy Rich Asians director John M. Chu is also set to direct the film, which will be produced by Hollywood vet Mark Platt. The award-winning artist also slammed ex-boyfriend Justin, who's 43, in her memoir, alleging he cheated on her and pressured her into getting an abortion. Still, she feels she was way too easy on him and will have a chance to go even harder on him in the movie. Meanwhile, her marriage to Sam, who's 30, crashed after her memoir was published. The pair confirmed they called it quits in August of 2023 following 14 months of marriage. The divorce was finalized in May of 2024. And while she had kind things to say about her then husband in the book, she would now have the chance to vent about him as well. The source added the movie is going to be a massive catharsis for Britney, not to mention a major payday. She's taken her power back and loving it. She said, It said, well, look, I will agree with this. Now, watching the movie, I will say that, yeah, she can expand on the stuff with Sam because I think in the book at the time of publishing, she was still with him. She didn't go in and make some changes, whatever the case was, because it was like the book was already done. It was printed. It was ready to come out. And then right before the book was set to be released, she and Sam parted ways. Now, from an outsider looking in, it's always seemed like Sam and Britney have pretty much to me, out of all the men that she's been with, he seemed to genuinely care for her. And I know, like, dealing with Britney's mental issues, he got the patience of Job because I don't know how he was able to put up with a lot of her shenanigans. And allegedly, the woman was going around, the reason why they split is because she was out here, she got a high sex drive. And she was out here having sex with people that she worked with. Staff members and things. That was the rumor that was floating around. I don't know how true that is, but knowing Britney can be eccentric at times, I wouldn't be surprised if that was true. So, I'm sure that, for all the years, I'm surprised that he was able to put up with a lot of what Britney was dealing with. And I'm sure that he genuinely cared about her. And the messed up part is that, I think he has a new movie that just came out. I think it was on Prime Video. I cannot remember the name of it off the top of my head. I think I might have written it in my notes. It was Jackpot. I think that's the movie with John Cena and Aquafina. I believe he's in that. I haven't watched that movie yet. And he was recently on the red carpet. So I'm I don't know if this is true because recently he was on the red carpet. Now I remember. He was on the red carpet. He was promoting the movie and he said that he hopes that the Hollywood would do the biopic justice. So he had nothing but kind words to say. So I don't necessarily know if this is true that we should possibly lump Sam in this. I'm sure that they had their issues or whatever behind the scene because no marriage is perfect. No relationship is perfect. And thinking about it, I would not be surprised that there was some things that would, because otherwise, if the marriage is perfect, they would still be together, right? If they didn't have no issues. But I could definitely see her going in on her father. And I could definitely see her going in on Justin. And to me, it's like you have to sensationalize it a little bit when you're doing a movie. Because when you're reading it in the book, or if you're listening to it, Michelle Williams read it to you, via Audible, it is way more entertaining and it's, it gives it a little more pizzazz. But watching it on the big screen, you can definitely get a little bit, they can really go and dive deeper into it. And I feel like that she will probably throw some stuff about Sam up in there. And it's unfortunate because I just thought about this. Sam also, I believe part of their agreement when they split, same thing with Richard Lawson. He can't say nothing negative about Britney. He can't talk about their relationship, the marriage, none of that. But Britney, can take her power back and form her own narrative and say what she want to say about these people because that's her truth. It'd be nice if, okay, now I was in a relationship with you too. I should be able to defend myself. I hope there's no cease and desist or no kind of shady mess that Justin going to try with her because look, quiet as it's not really quiet because it's been public knowledge. For so many years, Justin has taken swipes at Britney and she let the shit slide. A lot of the media, a lot of people was going in her calling all kinds of horror. She she ruined him and she was running out here doing all kinds of stuff. And Justin was made to look like the hero and she was out here looking like a Jezebel. And then we read the book, even though quiet as it's kept, people was going in and dragging Justin, and that was from the Janet stuff. And then there were little things that was coming out about Britney that people was dragging him about also. But when that book came out, bitch, oh, it was a mess. And we know it was like that I feel like, we talk about Brat Summer. It began the summer for him, or maybe the whole year, of him being a mess. Nobody cared about that new album. The tour was struggling. Although, like I said, you could fill up an arena when you start to, drop them ticket prices to $10. People will show up to see you in concert. Same thing like if I went to Vegas and I went to see Jennifer Lopez. If you're going to give me a $10 ticket to go see her trotting around the stage in her little showgirl outfits and full-on weave and a diva fan like she a Puerto Rican Beyonce, I'll go and I'll give it again if it's a 2-drink maximum or whatever the case is. I'll tell them, give me your strongest drink so I can get through this show. But for the most part, it's just like, yeah, I'm definitely excited to see this movie. Now, as far as Sydney Sweeney playing her, I don't know if I agree with that. Like, y'all aim higher. I don't particularly care for Sydney Sweeney, although I do want to see that Immaculate movie. And I did see that Hulu just dropped it on their channel. So I'm going to definitely check that movie out sometime this week. I might watch it tonight. I don't know yet. But I'm not really set on the whole Sydney Sweeney playing Britney as of yet. I need y'all to dig a little deeper with that. But I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? I mean, do y'all believe that Britney about to go hard or ham sandwich on, what's that boy name? I mean, I said, what's that boy name? Do you think she's gonna go hard on Justin? I say, why not? I mean, even though she's said some things about him, I feel like she does try to be the Southern Belle, and she does hold back a bit. But girl, if this is a way for you to have your catharsis and to get your power back through this movie, I say do it. Go all balls to the wall. Fuck what these other people think. I also think that hopefully once she gets through that whole catharsis period, then maybe she'll think, okay, I can finally take my power back through my music and through touring and all that stuff. But I don't know. If she's still caught up in that RCA contract, it might be a little hard. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. I'm like, what is going on? I feel like I'll be closing up shit. Because it was like, I was looking for something. I was looking for that Doja Cat, Joseph Quinn thing. I'm like, did I close that out by accident? Because that's going to be the next topic. But anyway, I see we have comments. And you said not to be interrupted, but we still trying to solve Guy O's post of the celebration tour is over for now. Is Madonna on a rest for now? We might not get more shows for Australia. I was watching the MLVC podcast yesterday, and they were talking about that there is stories that I don't think there is going to be a second leg. I think Madonna is actually done. I feel like at this point, what needs to be done is the fact that that's their speculation, and I'm starting to think it too. And I do feel like there should not be another celebration tour. I didn't hear anything about there being a second leg. I don't even think Madonna was entertaining a second leg. I just feel like she's been focused on a lot of stuff. She's focused on, first of all, she was focused on the tour. I do feel like she lost a lot of money on the tour because she had to postpone it. And she, of course, had to pay a lot of those people back because of the postponement. Because, when you were renting out those arenas that were supposed to start at a certain time, it's like you got to move things around. And now I think that may have affected her some way. So it was smart for her to actually license Like a Prayer to Marvel for Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm sure made a lot of good money from doing that. So is that and the merch that could probably money be used for the upcoming biopic. She did start working on the script and all this stuff. I don't know how far she's gotten along, or if the script is finished and it's locked and she's ready to go start filming it, if she's going to financially, self-finance this movie. Or partially, I have no idea what the whole business deal behind that is. I know, and then she had her birthday week where she was in Italy and doing photo shoots and all this other stuff. So I don't know. I am curious to find out about the whole celebration tour and what's going on with that. Now, I also heard that Patrick Leonard is doing the score for the upcoming movie, which I think, first of all, is brilliant because the fans have been wanting her to get back with Patrick Leonard for 100 years already. And I do feel that If he scores this damn film and Madonna doesn't get in the studio and record a song with Pat, her team needs to be fucking fired. And they all need to be cussed. I want all the names, and I'm gonna cuss their ass out on social media. They'll have to block my ass because I'm like, how the fuck you work for her, but you didn't even think, oh yeah, get her locked in the studio with Patrick Leonard. People want that Patrick, like that's not one of the people she started out with, but Patrick Leonard and Madonna has created so much iconic work together. This is what I was saying earlier too. The person's career, like I live for Madonna, but I feel like Kylie Minogue, she needs to be studied because the way she's doing things on her career now, whether you like it or not, she's on the right track in regards of reinventing herself. And I think now finally America, took y'all fucking long enough, is paying attention to her because it's like since she went independent, I need her to give Rick Baker back to do them tours because her tours was iconic when she worked with him. I don't know who be doing her stuff now, but Rick Baker was the man. Get him back. I don't know if he retired or whatever, but beg him, do something, do what you got to do to get him back in your good graces. But getting back to Kylie, I like what she's been doing so far in regards of like making all the decisions with her music career. Now I will say this: somebody tried to debate me and say like, because I said the misstep, music wise, was when she did the collaboration with BB Rexa and Tove Lo. I do not like that song. I will say the video elevates the song. It makes me tolerate it a little bit more. But those over filtering of the vocals, it's a chop. The video was signature Kylie. Like the video gives me her life, so I'm not that bad with her. The Blessed Madonna, I just saw a recent performance that she performed a song live at some festival that she was performing at. That was epic. I know the people in the audience, y'all are fucking idiots. They literally thought that actually Madonna was coming out. I'm like, do y'all really pay attention? Because Madonna is living her best life in Italy with her 29-year-old boy toy, which I know he got a big old dick, and the kids and the photo shoots, which I'm sure was probably sponsored because Madonna ain't paying for all of that. And so I kind of wish that Madonna would take that approach. Like even if you're not inspired or whatever, just like make some one-off songs, make a couple of songs, get in the studio with Pat Leonard and Stuart Price, because I feel like Stuart Price, I don't, and people say Confessions Part 2. I don't need a Confessions Part 2. I need Madonna to make some dance music. I don't know why she don't look at it as like, yes, your foundation, yeah, you do all these different experimental stuff. You've experimented enough. There ain't no other sound that you can conquer. The fans want dance music. That has always been your foundation, especially when you came up. It's kind of like she's been pushing away from that. The one thing I like about Kylie is that Kylie sticks to her foundation being pop and dance music. Dance Kylie, everybody lives for. But she's experimenting with different sounds within that genre, and that's why it works. I don't know what the hell she was thinking with Orville Peck. That song is a chop. But I do like the song that she has with the Blessed Madonna. And why I said people stupid, because they literally thought Madonna was coming out, and it was the producer / DJ, the Blessed Madonna, who I'm obsessed with. I live for her. I was telling somebody that the other day. It's like the Blessed Madonna, anytime she come out with something, I'm listening to it. I listen to Floor Plan. Floor Plan is another one that's like a favorite DJ duo of mine. Father-daughter duo. And the Gospel House and all other stuff that they do, bitch, they be giving me my life. I feel like I'll be in a full-on sermon. Also, I would say, who else was I thinking of? There was a bunch of others. Honey Dijon, like I'm a DJ. I'm a fan of DJs. So I like the fact that she was working with them. And this girl was gagging because she actually thought Madonna was coming out. I'm like, child, do y'all not pay attention to stuff? They see this white woman come out that wasn't Madonna. There's so many videos of him online self-serving with his hand. You stupid. Oh, you talking about Solange's son? I don't know if I want to watch him playing with his PP on social media. I'm like, boy, you out here wanting to be is this a way you want to defy the family? And there's always one. And it ain't gonna be Blue Ivy because she getting opportunities now. Now she in Mufasa with her mother. I do agree. I do not like the Golden album. That was a one and done for me. I'm like, that era was a chop. But I will say, I give her an A for effort. She tried something different. And I love country music. And I love country dance crossovers when they sound like Don't Tell Me. But I don't get that from Golden. You wasn't. And that's why I said, you know what? Madonna was doing she was taking some big risks was like, girl, leave me a ways alone. Yo, you hit your peak with him. And you thought that he was going to save Madam X. Madam X was a chop. But I definitely need her to get back to the basics. And that's like dance music. And also, one of the things I like about Kylie versus Madonna, Kylie's collaborations, even though they're like 10 years apart, they're not cringe. The people that Madonna be working with, Maluma boring ass, Tokisha want to be provocative ass, and all these other people, it's like, okay, that's cute, but girl, it's like it's giving reeks of you trying too hard just to be provocative instead of just making a good song. When I'm seeing all these other people that Kylie's working with, it's sort of like Kylie is that girl that definitely, like, if these, you know, future pop girlies really want to take a note out of somebody's book of someone to aspire to be like and have a career, as long as, I'm not saying you don't have to be controversial. You can bring the controversies and stuff in. But if you want to look at a blueprint on how to follow and take risks and always stick within your foundation, but not be afraid to try new things, Kylie is definitely that girl that people should be out here following. And so Swanson is getting that industry baby push to become a model. He ain't the only one, because we see all these other fashion kids or these other kids that be out here getting pushed to the modeling thing. Kendall Jenner, Kaya Gerber. There's a bunch of them. They said, me and my friend were talking last night and we're saying Madonna is chasing trends. She said, absolutely. And that was always the problem. She started chasing the trends around MDNA. I feel like that was the point. And you want to know something? I was watching the Madonna Louise Veronica Ciccone podcast. You know, I can't even call it by the initial. I love saying the full name. And they said something that I've been saying, and y'all know I've been saying this shit for the longest. They said the last good tour that she did, because we were talking about confessions, but that is the last good tour that she did in regards to like how they put together the editing and stuff. The way that they edit the stuff, like Rebel Heart is not watchable. MDNA was a hard watch for me as well because of the choppy editing. It's like, we wanted to keep it simple. We want to see Madonna and the personality. We want to see the costumes. We want to see the jewelry. We want to see all the extravaganza of the show that she puts together, because there's a lot going on. We don't need the choppy, crazy, kooky editing. We want to see the performances. We want to see the choreography, all that stuff. That's why I feel like the best tour thing that we've seen so far is the Rio show that she just did for the Celebration tour. The way they shot that, perfection, because we could see everything. It was like the camera stayed still long enough that we could see everything that was going on. That's why I love that damn tour, the way that one was put together. Mexico City, please do not mess up that tour whenever y'all decide to release it. And what they need to do is, it's got to be high quality. Meaning, I need quality the same way of like this Taylor Swift Eras tour and the Beyonce Renaissance tour. Like, we need to see everything. It needs to be like perfection. So I don't want no choppy stuff. I don't want no crazy editing. I don't need all that mess. Said, and Rebel Heart has had 10 different hairstyles and some songs are different. Yeah, that shit was annoying. They said good looking guy, but doesn't mean he's model material. Yeah, that's another thing too. A lot of people think, oh, because you're attractive that you can pose or you could walk a runway or whatever all that other stuff is. It's like, no, you gotta have that charisma too. Charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. He said, Rebel Heart, I think, should have been abandoned once Avicii had to step down because of his health. To me, Avicii would have made it age appropriate. Guy Osiri has to go, clean up team, work with fans. Listen, I've been saying Guy Osiri needs to go for you. Yeah, that's another, yeah, I do agree. I feel like she's got to change up her team. She needs a team to like challenge her. And I feel like that's what happened with a lot of people. The minute Adam Lambert changed up his team, you see he came out with Afters, and that was a brilliant EP. And it's like, there seems to be a jolt in his career. Kylie Minogue changed up her team. You see what's happening now. Now, yeah, she's made some mistakes with that Orville Peck single. And yeah, Orville Peck is attractive. However, just because you're cute don't necessarily mean I'm going to get into your music. Country is not my foundation. So I can't really get into him. I mean, I could get into him in the bedroom, but not into his music is what I'm saying. But also, yeah, that's what she needs. She needs to change up her situation. Change up their team like you change up your men. Light skin privilege with color out. And that's another thing, too. I think that's a unique thing is the fact that, you know, he light skinned. He got them, what is it, green eyes? he's money hungry and doesn't actually care about her. Well, she needs to know, like, okay, start cleaning up your people. Because, yeah, when that whole situation came out, when she was in the sign was when she was in the hospital and when she was finally when she came to from the ICU. Oh, I'm poet and I know it. And he talking about the tour. I'm like, motherfucker, get out. I would have cussed your ass out. If you came in my room and started asking about the tour, bitch, don't come ask me about the tour. I can barely keep my fucking eyes open. And you want to know what we doing with a damn tour. How about you wait until I'm 100, well, not even 110%. Wait till at least I'm like 85%. But I have to muster up enough coherency to be able to talk. And so Mariah Carey and other veterans now work with fans because they know what we want. Jonas directed the Confessions tour, and Madonna well, you know what? And that's another thing too. That's why I said what Jonas Ackerlund. I'm really hoping and praying that he really shoots this this tour the right way. And I'm also hoping that we get some behind the scenes footage. Like, I think we need a tour and a documentary. Like, and I've been saying for the longest, we need tour stuff, meaning her road to recovery. Like, after she got out of the hospital, the overall persistence that she was, an extra pressure she was putting on herself to get this tour together, and the many people that helped this well-oiled machine. I think the fans really want to see that. I don't care if it's 30 minutes or whatever. It don't need to be, I don't know. If it's long, I wouldn't mind it. But I really feel like we need a documentary along with a separate tour. Because I think the fans really want it. But I do agree, like, she should listen to the fans. The ones that actually give a fuck about her and her career, that really pay attention. He said, look for Orville punk rock music from his past. Well, maybe you need to go back to that. And so I think the reason she doesn't change her team is because she has people kissing her. Well, girl, unless you want to see her career continue to go down the tubes, then you need to stop looking for ass kissers and get people that really take your best interest at heart. Because there'll be times where I'm like, people say stuff to me and yeah, it's staying. But I'm like, you know what? I'm so glad I'm at a place where it's like, you know what? That's coming from a good place. So I need to actually take a moment and listen, be like, are they right? And run it by some other people to be like, here's what so said about it. Do you agree now? The other people be like, well, you know. And I was like, well, damn. I am somebody that actually takes into consideration what other people say. I'd be ready to cut somebody out, but I'm like, oh, take a beat and just listen and be like, you know what? It's coming from, even though it's a little harsh and it hurts, and you hurt my pride and my ego, let me take a minute and actually listen to y'all and be like, you may have a point. I'll take that into consideration. Oh my God, you know I love me some Aphex Twin. Come to daddy, bitch. Among other things that he came out with. Aphex Twin said back in 99, 2008, he didn't want to work with Madge for the music album. Oh, she wanted to work? Why did I not know that? Music album. I think Aphex will be heard for the next album. His birthday was yesterday too. Well, happy birthday, here, Leo. Wait, you talking about Madonna working with Aphex Twin at 66? Can I see that? That'd be the most unusual. But then again, you want to know something? How old was David Bowie when he did Earthling with 9 Inch Nails frontrunner Trent Reznor? So I can't put I don't want to put that ages thing. I'm like, she's a little too old. We're trying to work with some damn Aphex Twin. But then again, like we were saying before, it's like, it shouldn't matter the age if you're an artist. If you can find some creative stuff. But I'm like, Aphex Twin might be a little too hard edge for her. But then again, if you come up with something creative and interesting, I'll be dying to hear it. But I guess she didn't want to. Why? I wonder why he didn't want to work with her, because that would have been a cool thing to work with him on that. I mean, yeah, to work with him on the music album. I would have liked a Mil Ways and Aphex Twin. I think Madonna works best, but she keeps it simple. Get you you have your co-writer, collaborator, whatever the case is. I know she co-writes with a lot of the producers she does things with, or reworks other people's songs so that way she get a credit on it. Except for Bedtime Story, which Bjork wrote, because you ain't got to change the lyrics on that. Bjork is Bjork, and her stuff don't need to be tampered with. But for the most part, she is a one, or maybe not even one. She's a 2 producer artist. So if she would have had an Aphex Twin and a Mil Ways on that music album, that would have been iconic. I don't like when she has too many cooks in the kitchen. That's where I think she she messed up with Rebel Heart. Was too many damn cooks in the kitchen with that record. And don't go political. I think fans want to escape. And I feel like at this point, she's done it. I agree with all that. She's done enough of the political stuff. We don't want all that. I mean, say that for the tour. But all that political shit is like, I do feel like I want 2 hours of an escape. I don't want to be preached and pandered to. There's enough bullshit that I'm having to deal with. Listen to Donald Trump crazy ass, saying all kinds of crazy erratic stuff, like out here saying Taylor Swift is endorsing him. I'm like, huh? And all the other crazy things he's saying. He said Gen Z, a young black men are switching to him because of trans. First of all, they're all fucking idiots. And to me, the fact that Gen Z is oh yeah, I'm gonna go with Trump because you're a one person. A one, what is it? You only want to focus on one thing and then being like, oh, if you don't do this, then I'm not voting for you. It's like, that's not how politics works. So I don't remember what Aphex Twin said, but it's something along the lines of Madonna chasing trends. Well, at the time, I guess it kind of was. That's why I lived for Ray of Light, because while she was playing into the whole trip hop, drum and bass, that whole vibe, she made it hers. She didn't try to make it sound like what everybody else was doing. She did make it kind of work in her favor. When she did Confessions, it was sort of like, yeah, you were tapping into French house music, you were tapping into like that 70s disco, but she made it work for her. She put her own spin on it. And that's what I like about when people do listen to different sounds, whatever. It's like, oh, I like this sound. That's like me. If I decide to work on a, I was gonna say K-pop. If I was gonna make an album and I decided to work with A.G. Cook on a hyperpop record, I'm like, I like this sound, or somebody similar to A.G. Cook. It's like, I like this hyperpop sound, but I don't want to sound like Charlie XCX. How would that sound sonically work for me and my personality? I don't want to sound like what they over there is doing. I want to take the sound and let's take it to the next level and make it work for me, versus, oh, well, this is the trendy thing now, like that fucking word demure. I don't know where the hell I've been, but all of a sudden now, demure is this big word. And most people even know what the fuck demure mean. Say it to me. It's like, shut the fuck up. And now this whole thing with, I don't know, I've been getting tight over that lately. With this whole fact, demure, because some big wide bitch went on fucking TikTok and decided to say demure, and all of a sudden she made a word that's been existing in the dictionary long before speech replaced sign language. Now that's a trend. We saying demure. First of all, people running around saying they demure. Your ass ain't demure. Half you can't even spell demure. So did you see the AI pic of Taylor Swift? Yeah, and that's what. No, I didn't see it, but I heard about it. And I say it's been making a lot of news. But you know what? He's disgusting, because I feel like, oh, you out here making up straight, like you make up every word that come out that man's mouth is a lie. But now you creating narratives, when you creating whole AI things, when you saying the celebrity said something. Now, if Taylor don't take his ass to court and sue him, and I hope she does. It's like, I don't need a truth or dare, but I don't need secret, which went to know. Oh, I want to tell you a secret. I do feel like what we need. I'm going to tell you a secret. How did Lourdes say, if I can remember, Jean de Ville also Claire? Is that how she said it? Anyway, I don't need I'm going to tell you a secret thing, because I don't need the juxtaposition of music, performances, and then behind the scenes family stuff. I don't want that. I just want just a separate little documentary where it's just like, okay, I'm out of the hospital. Take me to, like, showing a sign of vulnerability. Like, I mean, if I was in that situation, that's what I would do. It's like, yeah, get the cameras rolling. Let's get to going. And I want to show people like that like that. Like, we need our little Rocky montage. That's what we need with this whole situation. And it said, I'm going to tell you a secret. Some parts were overly preachy with her talking about, yeah, that was another thing too. It's like, girl, we don't care about your Jewish mysticism, religion all of a sudden. And that's not just to throw shade at Kabbalah or Kabbalah. Mama love. My name is Kabbalah. Like, we don't care about, I mean, it could be any religion. You could be talking about your Muslim faith, you could be talking about Catholicism, whatever. I don't need your whole religious. Now, if you want to incorporate it in your performances or whatever, in your show and your tour, that's great. But yeah, it was like the whole girl, we don't care about what's going on with what your whole, what God that you pray to. Just keep it to yourself. But if you want to incorporate that in your performance, by all means. I said there's so many rumors that you have to be student of color and don't cheat and other stuff. She fired Carice Norman over having an affair. Oh yeah, I think I heard about the whole Carice thing. They said it led to her being depressed and unalive. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, I forgot that happened to her too. It said in 1999, Madonna was very relevant and in a different place in her career. I was there. Aphex Twin was hating. Madonna needs an A&R. Know your children ain't A&Rs. That's what that look. But guess who child is an A&R? Nevis, as in Nelly Furtado's daughter. So. And Nelly Furtado's daughter actually helped her put her new album 7 together. So if you have experience in A&R, then I can understand you doing that. But I do agree. What the hell? I mean, yeah, David Banner teaching guitar lessons. What the fuck you know about the music industry? Same thing with Rocco. Rocco was busy out here painting and making, living his best life, channeling his inner Van Gogh. He ain't got time to be out here worrying about your music career. And Lola out here twirling and stuff, with her little dance pieces. And then the kids are doing other things. But yeah, you should not be asking your kids, so what's the latest trend that I should do? No, girl, no. You need an A&R to kind of steer that shit. Ray of Light and Confessions were a couple of her biggest peaks. I wish she would accept she's an older woman, but she doesn't want people to treat her like nobody said you had to treat her like an old lady. But I agree with you, but that's in her mind. That it's like, I know people who are 60 in their 60s or whatever and just don't act like they old. Like my father is going to be 70 years old. Oh, I know I should not be telling his age, his big age, but he'll be 70 years old on Wednesday. And he don't be acting like no 70 or 60 something year old. He be doing all kinds of, he do work, like physical activity, meaning like yard work, whatever. He goes on roller coasters. He likes, what is it? One of these days, he and I have been talking about doing skydiving. We need to plan something like that. Like he's an adventurer and stuff. And I guess I'm the one that's into that stuff too. Cause I'm like, I want to jump out of a plane. My cousin and I was talking about that not too long ago. It's like, I want to jump we can go to Jersey and jump out of a damn plane. Have me attached to somebody because child, you tell me, and I'll probably panic and pull the parachute at the wrong time. Then I'm gonna go flying off somewhere else. So I'd rather be attached to somebody. I'm like, I trust you to pull that damn thing. The person I'm attached to. But so yeah, he does all kinds of, and he's a gamer. So it's sort of like, it's not about how old you are, it's how old you feel. And if you want to run around trying to act like, don't surround yourself with people. And I don't care how many 20-year-olds you out here spreading your legs for. It's like, stop trying to act like, just act. I'm not saying act your age, but just, it's not about how old you are, it's about how old you feel. And if you run around feeling like you 70, then I guess people will treat you like you 70. But if you're walking around like you're 66 and you've got a youthful spirit, people gravitate towards that. It's all about the energy. And so that's why I hope she doesn't own her masters. I'm learning with the Taylor Swift thing and Live Nation contract. Madonna went from being an artist to a brand. That's what hurts musicians. Boy, don't you automatically become a brand the minute you start selling any product? Like the minute you sell a CD, I guess you're pretty much a brand. But you got to know how to balance the both. She needs to send a cease and desist for Swifties for Trump because that man couldn't prevent the Austrian government from canceling the 3 shows because it was in their soil. Her whole career been like, they've been trendy. They're the trendy person of the moment. I'll work with them to make me younger. That's what Aphex Twin said about Madge to the Garden. Oh, let me find out you went looked it up. It's like, yeah. And my thing is just, you should be able to, I feel like as an artist, you should work with people because that sound inspires you and you want to work with the people that, it's like, I like that sound, but I just want to, like, how do I make it work? Like what I said before, like, how do you make it work for you? I don't want to be like a carbon copy of Charlie XCX, but I like what she's doing. I like her production style. And I also like what other producers are doing. It's like, if I like what the Blessed Madonna's doing, if I like what, Floor Plan is doing, if I like what Honey Dijon is doing, I want to work with those people and I want them to bring what they bring, but I also want that, like, how does that sound work in what my ideas are and just bring that whole thing. I don't want to just work with somebody because it's the trendy thing of the moment. First of all, the kids these days, they can see through that. Or like if I do reggaeton, but I can't speak Spanish, it's like, I'll speak Spanglish, like I'll learn a couple of words and just give me the production. or a Dembo album. I don't understand her. The thing I hate about this water is that the ice be getting caught up in my mouth. I understand her not wanting to be stereotyped as an old lady, but I picture her embracing her age. And that whole series, she seemed like it sometimes with her stories. Yeah, well, hopefully she does. It said ex where Pearl was wanting something Howard couldn't do because of his heart, then Howard fucked her. I actually like Pearl. I want to see the new one, Maxine. But anyway, we spent a lot of time on Miss Madonna. Now let's move on, and we'll get to other topics earlier. And let's talk about Miss Doja Cat. Doja got her man at home. So yeah, Miss Mama's out here. She got her new boo. I was like, this thing better be working. So, but I was like, I had the IG thing open where they were showing her, them rubbing on each other's booties. Her and Joseph Quinn. She finally got herself, Joseph. She finally got her wish to be Joseph gets woman. Let me be your woman. So a photo shared by Demois via Instagram on Sunday, August 18th, showed the Paint the Town Red rapper and the Stranger Things star. They both 30 years old. Okay. Cozying up together in Dingwall's dance hall in London's Camden neighborhood. Now, I do believe Joseph Quinn is British, but the reason why Joseph is currently in London is because he's filming Fantastic Four. Now, I know there's been big debates about people talking about that they're excited for Fantastic Four, and Fantastic Four is going to be $1 billion movie. I know, shout out to John Campbell. I know they read his ass for saying, oh, I don't think it's going to be $1 billion film. And they were like, you're crazy. And I was like, the previous Fantastic Fours weren't $1 billion grossing movie. So why would y'all think because it's part of the MCU that those numbers are going to be as grand? We'll see when it come out. And I'm kind of sort of excited because, first of all, my husband, Pedro Pascal, is in it. And number two, Joseph Quinn is in it. And I like the cast of the people they have. And I forget who is the villain in this. I'm not even sure. But I'm sure that they're going to probably, in the post-credit scene, something like very Thanos-esque, that they're going to have Robert Downey Jr.'s Doomsday pop up. Or Doomsday, Dr. Doom, because I'm thinking Doomsday, the name of the movie that they're actually going to be doing with, the Avengers. So now Demois also shared a video of the pair holding hands while walking. Doja, with her signature platinum blonde buzz cut and blue dress, held Quinn's hands as he placed his other arm around her shoulder. Now, Us Weekly reached out to both Doja and Quinn's representatives for comment. Their apparent romance comes 2 years after a conversation about Quinn started beef between the Grammy winner and that Zionist Stranger Things co-star Noah troublemaker ass having Schnapp. Now, I do have the video in case I want to see, Miss Doja and Joseph Quinn. Please hold. I had to turn the audio off, but they were spotting them out and about. And I guess they wanted to be, first of all, they touching each other ass. Oh, he going to tear that coochie up. And they said in the comments, Doja wishes are fulfilled. She wanted him from the very beginning. Another person said, LOL, glad this worked out after she yelled at a child over it. Okay? And said, I have never held hands like that. That's a wild strategy. Well, okay, well, it ain't you. Or maybe you get you a man that'll hold hands with, from behind and y'all feeling on your booty, your booty. And I can't stand R. Kelly, but that damn song came in my head. And you just got to go with the moment. It said, all the drama that happened with her and Noah was worth it. And he said, proof that's Doja. This clip leaves room for speculation. Even zoomed in there is no distinguishing feature. So you can't tell that's Doja Cat. I could definitely tell by the peasy ass head she got, and no shade of her hair. But depending, her look, the size of that ass and everything, that is definitely Doja Cat. So stop playing. Y'all know damn well that's Miss Doja Cat. Come on, proof. You want the camera to fling around? First of all, there's another video that I saw on a separate Instagram account that actually showed them out in a public setting not in LA, in the UK, where they were eating outside and they were sitting next to each other. So there is another shot. If you Google Schmoogle, you will see that it was her. So yeah, they got the shot from behind, but there's other pictures that actually show them out and about eating and getting all cozy. I was going to do a Beyonce reference, but I'm going to leave it alone. Now, in July of 2022, for those of y'all don't remember, Doja asked Schnapp, 19, via Instagram DM if she could get Quinn to hit her up, and she encouraged the musician to slide into Quinn's DMs. Well, he did. They said Schnapp, who was 17 at the time, shared a screenshot of his and Doja's conversation via his IG story, and the Instagram live at the time. Doja called his move socially unaware and whack. Well, damn, does he lack social cues? But then again, look, we did get in on him where he was doing that whole Zionist mess on social media. And, you know, the kids was dragging his ass. And then he put up that half-ass apology. But then if you go on his TikTok, it ain't up there no more. So she said, to be fair, this is like a kid. She said at the time, Noah, I don't know how old he is, but he's not even like over 21. Well, you're that young. You make mistakes. You do dumb-ish. I'm trying to be super fair. She continued, you do dumb-ish, you say dumb-ish, you F up relationships with people. You make mistakes. You're supposed to do stuff like that when you know not to do it in the future. I did my share of F-ups so that I don't F up again. Now, despite these caveats, Doja went on to say that Schnapp posted a private conversation between me and him and she quotes, borderline snake-ish, which I do agree with. Because it's like, what satisfaction was you getting out of going on social media and posting something personal between them? But then again, Doja, girl, as at your age of 30, you should know better. Like, why didn't you, if you was interested in Joseph Quinn, because I know it's like she probably saw that little curly wig he had on playing Eddie Munson on Stranger Things. She was like, ooh, who is that? I want to climb that man. But if that's how you was feeling, what you should have did was went on, found out what his name was, slid into his DMs and shot your shot. I'm going to say shoot your shot, but it wouldn't have made sense with the sentence. But it was like, and shot your shot. And then seeing what would have happened. Instead of having a third party try to go in between and hook the thing up. Or maybe you should have asked one of the other cast members. Maybe you should have asked Gaten Matarazzo. He seemed way more mature than the other one. Or even Joe Keery. He's a musician like you. And an act, well, you're not an actress, but he's a musician and an actor. You should have probably asked Joe Keery. So anyway, so they said I made an assumption that he was going to be chill about it, and then he went and shared information that I didn't feel comfortable with him doing. Schnapp then said later that month that he had apologized to Doja and the two have made amends. Now, Doja was rumored to be dating social media personality Jay Cyrus. The pair were first linked in November 2022, though they never took their relationship public. Now, in August 2023 interview with Harper's Bazaar, Doja described herself as possibly a serial dater. Well, girl, if you out here talking about how you a serial dater, you better watch out, Joseph, because you might become a statistic or the situation. Look, his career is heating up. Her career as a musician is definitely doing this thing. Joseph is somebody who is like sought after relatively quickly in Hollywood circles. Like he's in everything, and he's a chameleon where he could just play any kind of role, and he's been getting put on in a lot of stuff. So I don't know if y'all could possibly make this relationship work, especially with her traveling a lot with her music. He's traveling a lot as an actor and possibly doing a lot of it. But look, he's gonna probably be filming this Fantastic Four movie for like a good 3-4 months. So at least you know where he at. But when you work at 14, 16-hour days, I don't know if you're going to have enough time to be like hanging out with each other or whatever the case is. But wasn't Jay Cyrus the one that everybody was saying was problematic and there was some rumors about him or whatever? And then she was trying to, I guess, deny it or whatever. But I'm glad that relationship's over now. She could fully focus on Joseph Quinn. But look, I say all this to say, you know, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get in the word of pussycat dolls. And if you really are persistent about something, you want something really bad, you fight tooth and nail to go get it, because you never know. Speak it into the universe. Like I told you, that guy, that actor for Billions, I forget his name. I went and I flirted with him on social media. He liked my comment. When we was talking about what he was talking about. What was I? Damn, I can't remember which post it was. But he went in and I think I can find it actually. But it was what was it? Oh, because he was talking about that how he was his name is Daniel K. I don't know why I'm horrible at remembering names. Daniel K. Isaac. He was from Billions. He made a post about how he was looking. Well, I guess he was like, I'm a thirst trap people, and since I'm, this is the way to get y'all attention. It was basically to raise awareness for homelessness and helping people get a bed and that sort of thing. And I was like, you could thirst trap me anytime, because he was half naked up in the thing, and he liked the post. I was like, ooh. Now if I wind up, with my face between his cheeks, I'm gonna keep it to myself, because I don't want to be out here spilling when I be having my little sexcapades with certain celebrities. The openly gay ones. So I say, let's say, what do y'all think it is? Look, shout out to you, Doja. You are definitely an inspiration for people to go out and get what you want when you want it. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. But anyway, let's go on up and scroll. She need to put that cat to sleep and stop traumatizing them young guys with that dry cat. You gonna leave Madonna her cougar cooch alone. And you said, I understand her not wanting to be stereotyped as an old lady, but I picture her embracing her age. Oh, yeah, we did see that one. We did see that one too. Go back to my comment and don't be up in here demanding shit. Talking about go up to your comment. You said William Orbit wasn't trendy at all. Ray of Light opened doors to him. Same with Mirwais. However, because Mirwais only knows French language, can't speak English, is a difficult thing and a miracle. That music happening. Well, I hope she has somebody, a middleman or something or another, like a translator. Or maybe I was gonna say, well, maybe she had Lourdes on the set, because Lourdes speaks fluent French. But how old was she when that album came out? She's probably like a little infant. She couldn't be the go-between. Madonna will never embrace her age. Physically, she's 66. Mentally, she's 18. I totally understand that it's like you don't feel your age, because I know some people be like, act your age. And I'm like, well, what does acting your age actually look like? How do you act 35? How do you act 40? How do you act 50? How do you act 66? Like, I don't understand what that means. So you said Madonna will, so how do you act that way? Well, she do have friends her age. She got Debbie Mazar, who I believe was at her birthday party the other day. And she still hangs out with Rosie O'Donnell. So she got a couple of them, but I think they're on a whole nother level in regards of, like, they don't act their age either. They're just more eccentric. This is just giving me false hope that the DO trait I had will eventually come back. He said, oh, thank you. It was like Galactus. I couldn't remember the damn name. So you said, my friend Jay is 60. He even states he gets depressed because friends his age or older are like living a day at a time, not goals, but also obsessed with. I would never want to be thinking about that. Like, every now and again, I'm like, I be thinking morbidly about death and stuff, but I don't want to be thinking about that. Why would y'all be thinking about, oh yeah, well, I could just go at any day? Like, first of all, you can go at any age. It shouldn't even, don't just sit up here and just be waiting for the Grim Reaper to come get your ass because you were bad of a certain age. There's people that died younger than you. There was like, I saw a post, a sad post that really broke my heart when I was on the Daily Mail. It was like, I think a whole family, like a Spanish family, I think they were Mexican, whatever, doesn't matter. But a Latin family went, I think, to Six Flags, or they went to Disney World. There was some trip they went, came back home. The whole family, except one, was killed in action because idiots were drag racing in the street, hit the car. The mother, the father, the youngest brother, who was 6, died. The sister passed away. The only one that survived and was in critical condition was the older brother. I think he was like 16. So it's like, you can go at any time. So I don't understand a lot of these older people that just be sitting around depressed, waiting for, the Grim Reaper to come get them. Not two bald heads in love. And so they see 60 as now, as that's how they're supposed to act, but that's bullshit. I'm 60 and feel 20, so I'm gonna act 20. And it's like, just act how you feel. If you feel youthful in your heart, you don't need to be like, I need to act 20. How does a fucking 20-year-old act like? Because quiet as it's kept, 20-year-olds are real immature. First of all, your frontal lobe hasn't developed yet. I'll be 50 in a couple of years, but I still feel, I want to say actor was me too. Because it's like, I don't want to be out here with like I mean, my knees and my lower back do be killing me from all the strenuous work I be doing, the shoveling, the working out, the deadlifts, all those things. Like, yeah, you be feeling them pains once you hit 40, but I don't want to be out here like an invalid. That's like my father. I told you he turned 70 in 2 days, and he's still active out here doing stuff. I know a lot of people that's like that. I just want to be able to be as active as I possibly can until my body parts give out. So I do different things like going to concerts and theme parks and traveling. And I feel like that's what most people should do. Just like go out and have a good time. He said he looked so much better with a wig on, no shade. I was so disappointed when I found that it was, well, you know, I think a lot of them be wearing wigs on that show. Even that little bowl cut that Noah Schnapp be wearing as a wig. I was like, you got to keep up with that whole 80s look. First of all, when are they coming out with this damn new season of Stranger Things? I feel like that shit been on for like 5 years. And at this point, it's like, I don't even care. But I feel like the minute I see a trailer, that I'm going to be excited. I'll try to tolerate looking at Noah Schnapp annoying ass. But anyway, it says 60, even 50 isn't what it was in the 80s. So absolutely, people get younger and eat better now. So it keeps them active and looking younger. Plus, skincare and hair products. Yeah, they definitely are. Like, even skin products have gotten better. And a lot of young people are starting to use, because I'll be sitting there watching, like, if you go on TikTok, there'd be like 12, 13, 14-year-olds up in there doing skincare, you know, trying out skincare and so I'm like, what the hell do y'all know about the skincare stuff? And I mean, and why are y'all using it at such a young age? But then I was watching Tamron Hall, and they were like, yeah, you should be using that stuff at that age. So I'm like, oh, I'll take it back. You know, at any age, you should be taking care of your skin. I just think a lot of us growing up, we didn't think about that. The most that we knew about taking care of our skin was like, okay, if you had acne, you would use the, you know, the acne pads or stuff. But I couldn't use that. I went to the doctor, dermatologist, used the benzoyl peroxide. That took care of my skin because that over-the-counter shit did not work for me when I was growing up. And then suntan lotion. That was the only thing that a lot of us use, or regular lotion when you were ashy. But now it's like you got to use a whole bunch of stuff. Doja Cat coming for that Britney. Okay. I wonder if it's imported. And when I say imported, I mean uncut. That's what I usually call foreskin, imported. But anyway, let's move on to this Marlon Wayans beef with him and that culture vulture DJ Vlad. So recently, Vlad TV shared a clip because I was sitting there confused. I was like, why all of a sudden? Because I saw Marlon Wayans was trending and DJ Vlad was trending. And I'm like, why the hell? What's going on with Vlad? And why all of a sudden he's trending and all this drama going on with it? So I found out what the tea was. And I got a bunch of receipts. We'll go along through it. So yeah, let's look at Marlon and no comment about Vlad's appearance, but let's continue with this. So it said Vlad TV shared a clip of DJ Vlad's interview with Aries Spears. So how it all came about was that they all of a sudden he was doing an interview with Aries because he ain't interviewing Aries, he interviewing Bussy Madass. So those are like he got his little top 5, I guess the only ones who's willing to go over there and interview with him where they be talking. So all of a sudden they decided to bring up Marlon Wayans' interview feed because apparently I guess Vlad wanted to interview Marlon Wayans, but the actor said that the only way you get an interview out of me, you got to pay me $40,000 as well as 30% of all future revenue. Vlad was like, you got to be out your damn mind. He thought the number was steep. And Marlon was like, that's my fee, and that take it or leave it. So basically, with Vlad revealing this, it started back and forth with them on social media. So according to Complex, you know, they said they held the receipts or whatever, and then he was going. After it was squashed, or whatever. I guess Vlad said something else, and Marlon went and clapped back. So Marlon verbal spat with DJ Vlad is taking a new turn, but the famous comedian telling the popular interview that he's hated by the urban community. Well, quiet as a script, that is correct. That people don't really have respect for Vlad. That's why you always see him with the same 5 damn people. You know, he get a Michael J. White interview, Bussy Madass up there, and he always want to talk about the gays, which, of course, per usual, Vlad ugly motherfucking ass decides to get on social media, and that's the first thing he run with, is trying to emasculate Marlon Wayans, and we're going to get into it. So, he said that, because I guess what it was that Marlon called him ugly, because he don't show his face on social media, and then basically said, I'm sorry you don't find me attractive. Fortunately for both of us, I'm heterosexual. Well, I'm glad. The straights can have you. because we don't want your ugly ass over on our imported streets. They can keep you, sir. So we have the stuff. So yeah, and basically what he did was he decided to go in on Marlon talking about, well, first of all, you're not even worth the money you asked for, because a lot of your interviews with like on the Breakfast Club and other places and Big Boy, you're not really pulling a lot of them views. So basically a year ago, basically only 1.3 million people watched, his interview. Big Boy TV, he got 1 million views. 1 million is not bad. First of all, was that a read? 1 million? Like 1 million, you'd be lucky if you can get over 1,000. I don't know how many Vlad get. I'm thinking it's in the thousands. Compared to what he's getting over at the Breakfast Club, 1 million people watching a YouTube video of his interview at the Breakfast Club, I would think that's good. Or am I bugging? Or is it that, Vlad, you a little slow that you don't know how numbers work? So yeah, he tried to read him on that, and then went in and said, somebody said in the comments, they was like, Marlon Wayans, you a good one, because DJ Vlad would have to pay me $500K for an interview with 55% of all revenue made from the video on all platforms. And so Marlon was like, see, I tried to tell him I was giving him a deal. Oh, well. And then Vlad goes on to say, Marlon Wayans found someone with 200 followers to agree with him. So who fucking cares? As long as he's got somebody in the comments who's commenting, and a lot of people dragged him on Twitter. So it wasn't even, and I got the tweets in regards to the people that was windmilling for Marlon and dragging Vlad's, and they be saying he a rat for the damn feds, because every time one of you dumb ninjas go on his show, y'all end up in fucking jail. But then again, is it really Vlad's fault? Because a lot of you dummies go on the white man channel and tell all your business. You give your social security number, you tell them all the bodies is buried, everything else. You go on the black people platform, and it's like y'all switch up. Y'all act real weird, and y'all want to sit up in here and talk about, oh, well, go to the streets, snitches get stitches, all that craziness. But y'all be ready to go on there, and y'all give white people, you give the whole blueprint, you give them the itinerary, you tell every damn thing. You go extra for white folks. I always find that funny when y'all do that. So he went and said, yeah, Marlon Wayans found someone with 200 followers to agree with him. LOL, nobody on earth is going to pay Marlon $40K for an interview when he gets 100 to 300K views on any platform he interviews on. Which, let's go back to the number. I'm looking at the Breakfast Club. It says 1.3 M. That is not 1,000. That's million. So I don't know if you slow or you're not real good with money or numbers. But 1.3 million views does not equate thousands of views. Million is million. Million is higher than 1,000. 100,000. Are you slow? And it's on both of the videos. And this is from 6 months ago when he interviewed on Big Boy TV. 1 million views. Let's go back. So now Marlon Wayans, you mad? You unprofessional, my guy. Not my guy, child. They said, if you don't like the numbers, keep it moving. You look bad. You should fall back. Mad as a black man stating his number. And now you go public and use your platform to try to drag me. I never in my life dealt with this silly negotiating tactic. And then Vlad goes on, not mad at all. I found this amusing because you really think that you're worth $40K for an interview. I said, there's nobody on earth that will pay you that, and I have yet to be proven wrong. Throwing out a stupid ass number on an interview is unprofessional. Okay, that shit is annoying. And then Marlon goes on and says, so yes, this has become about race. You trying to turn us into crabs in a barrel. I see your angle now. I watch you play your hand. You want us to talk shit, beef, and tear each other down while you sit back and make money. Meanwhile, you don't even show your face. And he goes, not only do I show my face, but when I do interviews on the same platform as you, more than twice as many people watch. Here are the actual views when we did the Breakfast Club 1 month apart. You reached your peak 20 years ago and have been on a decline ever since. There's nothing wrong with that, but you seem, well, clearly it is something wrong if you're trying to point that part out. And it says there's nothing wrong with that, but you seem to think that this is still 2004. I've been dropping facts with actual numbers this entire time, and all you can do is play your lame ass race card in response. It's funny because you know what, Vlad, you got in trouble the last time you was up in here trying to talk about lame ass race cards and this, that, and the other, when that woman from, what was it, Howard University, and you was trying to come for her, and that whole racist shit you said, and they dragged your little clear ass across the room on social media for the comments you made about that woman. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but I remember the story. And then, of course, Marlon goes and says, I see why you don't show your face. It's ugly. That ugly ass beard shit don't look real. You look like you're in disguise. Shit look like you take it off on like some Mr. Potato Head shit. He also said that, I don't know if I have that one, but he also compared his hair to, his beard. He said he said it was Ice Spice pubic hair on his face. But he also said, Marlon Wayans, I'm sorry for you that you don't find me attractive. Unfortunately for both of us, I'm heterosexual. Between your recent gay photo shoot and your claim to fame dressing up as a woman, this would be the perfect time to fully come out of the closet. Coming out as gay in 2024 will surely revive your declining acting career. And since I turned down your $40K offer for an interview, I'm pretty sure you can get that amount for your first gay porn scene. Marlon Wayans would be an awesome porn name, by the way. And then he goes, is any of that funny though? So now you exploit blacks and punch down gays. Tis tis. You want to be hated by everyone I see. Well, first of all, the gays don't feature ugly ass Vlad. Fuck him. First of all, that's always y'all go-to. And that's always something he be obsessed with. Because like I said earlier, first of all, Marlon did what he did for his trans child. So that's what he was doing. In regards to that, he was showing solidarity, which we always applaud, especially within the Black community, where there's this huge situation regarding Black people looking down on homosexuality and those things. Somebody, it's a white man's thing, and it's not, because first of all, homosexuality is something that exists in animals, and mammals particularly. So it's not just something that is a taught behavior. Racism is taught, bigotry is taught, not sexuality. You can't just all of a sudden wake up one morning and decide that you could force somebody to put their penis in. Now, if you want to talk about sexual assault, we could do that. But they are forcing sexual things on people. But for the most part, when it comes to sexuality, it has been proven that that is a thing that naturally exists in human beings. Just like a lot of y'all wake up one morning and realize of the opposite sex that you like the opposite body part, genitalia, whatever you want to call it. Homosexuals know what we want since we were babies. Or some of us, just be suppressing it so deep down in our situation that we come to terms with it as we get older. It depends. Sexuality is not black and white. But I do feel that, that's always the go-to. So now you want to sit up in here and throw shade at him for supporting his child who is transgender. And so what if Marlon is maybe in the closet or into dudes, whatever? What business is that of yours? At least he get more ass in your motherfucking toilet. At least he can bag both genders, a dude and a girl. I doubt you can get either. Because what women want that motherfucking mouth breathing on top of them? They probably counting the tiles on the motherfucking ceiling while he digging up in them guts. So he also went, oh yeah, this was the thing about the whole Marlon Wayans situation. So those are all the receipts. But now, I feel like let's take a little gander over to the Twitter to what the people were saying. Oh, hold on, because I just pressed the wrong damn thing. That was the Luenell thing that we're gonna get into after this story. So look, when he then he went on social media and says, see, at DJ Vlad, this is the moment you've been begging for. I asked you to leave me alone, let it go, but you want to kick a bee's nest. You can't compete with me, bro. I am legend. Oh, I love that movie. I can't wait for the sequel, Will Smith and Bakari. And so anyway, he said, I am legend, and occasionally I'll come off the throne to spar with pions like you. Keep going. There's levels to this ish. So they've been going back and forth. Let me just take off this mess and go back to the picture. And so the people in the comments said the following. So one person said, imagine all the Wayans crew doing an individual comedy special going after Vlad. I would definitely support that. Another person who goes by Trump Republicans are evil said, Black people need to stop letting that man make money off of them. Another person put, Vlad is the true definition of a culture vulture. The term was invented just for him. Another person put, please end him, Marlon. That the world begs you. Another person put, Vlad is either hoping to gain clout or he underestimates the backlash for calling out a respected celebrity over an interview fee. Another person put, cook the fraud, flame the imposter, grill that sucker, saute that simp, fry that freak, bake the fake, boil that bum. I'm like, damn. That was a good one. Another person put Marlon is definitely a legend in the entertainment industry. Another person put N-word. What happened? LOL. Child, Google is your friend. When y'all be up in here talking about what happened, I'm lost. Anybody got time to explain a whole citation to you? Another person put, at DJ Vlad hides behind the ages of being a white Jew. He knows that the black entertainers he exploits and disrespect can only go so far in the criticism of him before the tyrannical white Jewish powers who control Hollywood news and media come to his aid. Hashtag Michael Rubin. So look, the people was going in on social media and they was dragging Vlad down to the floor. So while Vlad, you thought you ate with the comments and the shade, and you really thought that, oh, you know what? And that's typically y'all go to. It's just like y'all with the. I'm so sick of y'all with these lazy, you heterosexuals, you breeders. I'm sick of y'all with y'all lazy ass reads. The first thing y'all go to is you want to emasculate another man. You want to call him gay. You want to call, oh, he dresses as a woman. First of all, you know how many actors have dressed as women for comedy in movies? So I guess Eddie Murphy's a woman. Wait, did he ever do drag? Let's take Eddie. I mean, why does this give Eddie Digg was in that car with that lady that mysteriously ended up dying? That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But what is it? Martin Lawrence is dressed up in drag. Tyler Perry's dressed up in drag. Flip Wilson is dressed in drag. There's been many a black men out here who are dressed up as women in movies. So if you really feel like that you ate with that comment, yeah, the Boosie mad ass types would find that as you ate. That's a cackle. You did your big one, but it's lazy, it's tired, it's through and delayed like you. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of that story? I never particularly cared for DJ Vlad and what he's all about. I always thought he was a tight ass piece of shit. And you know what? I'm glad that the people on social media is coming to Marlon Wayans' defense. And he is an icon. Say what you want. It's like you have to go on social media and beg people for interviews just so that when you could drag other people down and they be telling their business and end up behind bars because they out here spilling too much tea because they want that, or you want the viral moment and you don't give a fuck because you're making a little money. But you're not going to be out here and disrespect him. And first of all, I'm tired. Stop running over to him. There's so many other pundits out here who are definitely 10 times better what he does. Shannon Sharp, I'm sure would do you better with an interview. Don't even go to the Breakfast Club. First of all, they got too damn tired and lazy with the way that they be telling they stuff over there. I can't even. That show was unwatchable now with the three dense heifers they got over there on that damn tired ass show. But it's like, go on Shannon Sharp. Although Shannon can be a little bit annoying at times with his interview style, he be getting the numbers, and he definitely be pulling a lot of tea out of people. Especially, look, that Cat Williams interview that he came out with earlier this year, my Virgo twin, because we both born on September 2nd. That's why I call my twin, live rent free in this brain of mine. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, so now we have comments. A lot of comments. He said it would be uncut. I told her it's important. As I've noticed that when I entered my 30s, I needed more sleep and even pushing it out. Yeah, look, that's why I had to drink that Red Bull because like my brain was going a mile a minute, so I really didn't get any proper sleep. I didn't fall asleep till like 4:30, almost 5 o'clock this morning, and then I was up by like 9:30. I said, Latin people defending Jamie Lynn. I swear most people. Don't even get me started on them fake ass coloreds that just be out here like windmilling for the wrong damn people. They defend Trump, they defend Jamie Lynn. Like, what the hell's wrong with y'all? Like, I don't care how hard y'all go for these white people. They don't see it for y'all. It'd be nice to be able to be yourself for once. As I'm trying to assimilate in the shit, so that way, because you think them clear people going to accept you. I swear, most people of color, I get they rely on family, but us white people are independent souls. But yeah, that is the one thing I will say about the Latino community that I do like is that they go hard for family and support and stuff. But if people are toxic, there has to be. Look at me using a Britney reference. That was not intentional. But if people are toxic in your situation, the best thing to do is for your own mental health and your sanity, cut ties with them people. Like, why would you even give your energy to that? I don't care how, the traditions and the loyalty when it comes to family. If you're not helping me in any way, if you're not doing me any favors, I don't want to be a part of the situation. I don't want to, for my own sanity and peace of mind, I can't get behind you. I said, didn't he say he looked like he had? Yeah, that's what I said. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. It was ass hair. It wasn't pubic hair. So he said it looked like she had her ass hair. I'm like, well, goddamn. Now, why? I know Ice Spice probably had herself a knee leaks, but now why am I in it? Well, the ass hair is pubic hair, isn't it? It says get ready to leave home as soon as you turn 18 and leave the nest. And that's another thing, too, that a lot of people push that off on you, too. Especially in Black families. They be like, 18, get out my house. You need to figure. It's like, but you never. Meanwhile, you're not teaching your kids how to prepare for the real world. You can't just be like, okay, you're at a certain age. Good luck. Throw them out in the street because that's what you dealt with. That's what you had to figure out. I would try to make it easier for my children so that way they don't need to go. They don't have to deal with what I had to deal with growing up. That I had to figure everything out on my own. I try to make it easy for them. So yeah, 6 hours is actually good. Sometimes I'm 6 hours if I'm lucky. I usually get like a good 5. And it said the new season of Stranger Things is filming until December, January. I think we are expected to get our first teaser trailer in November. Well, good luck with we'll see. I thought they've been filming. It seemed like forever. It's like, are y'all done yet? Look, they already finished the Daredevil season 1. Even going back doing reshoots, starting over. They flipped the. Put it down, flipped it, and reversed it, and they finished with their season. But why the hell Stranger Things taking too long? And first of all, I'm sure Stranger Things got lesser episodes than the upcoming season of Daredevil. But y'all taking 55 damn years to film one damn season. Something about the actor strike pushed it back. No, well, you could be right with that because they pushed back a lot of stuff. 5 months ago, she said they had 9 months left to film it. I remember seeing pictures of them filming in snow, and they put out a mini trailer last year, making it seem like. And I know they showed a little still or something or another of them on set. Oh, okay, so yeah, so he did. Oh yeah, you said Vlad is out. Of course, he out of his league messing with anybody. Like stick to the rivers and lakes you use. Stick with them low vibrational ninjas like fucking Bussy Madass. That's your level of expertise. The ones that got like 3 brain cells. Okay, so yeah, it was that he has played women. That's why I was like, I know I wasn't bugging. Sometimes I'll be forgetting sometimes because I'll be like, I don't want to be lumping all the comedians in the thing. Because there's been some people that have made comments about men playing women. I was like, okay, why do you care? Like if you don't want to play a woman or different characters, then you don't need to. But I forgot Rasputia. He did play a woman, and of course, then he played women in the Nutty Professor, Hercules. Like he played women many a times when he's playing different. I always liked when actors did that, and a lot of them got that from Jerry Lewis. Like he was going around like doing all these different roles and stuff. We're supposed to get movie length episodes. Oh yeah, well like what 90-minute episodes. I hope it doesn't suck. But anyway, let's go from one beat to another because apparently 50 Cent is fighting with Luenell. So the debate over gender equity in comedy reached new heights as Luenell and 50 Cent clashed over his comedy festival's all-male lineup. So Luenell apparently, had an issue because 50 Cent had a comedy showcase in, I believe, Louisiana, or it might have just been traveling around or whatever. First of all, I didn't even know 50 Cent was doing a comedy showcase. But then again, 50 Cent being a lot of stuff. But then I should be surprised because like I told y'all, when I worked Andrew Schultz's show at Madison Square Garden, 50 Cent actually came out and did, a medley of his hits. Even though when I came into the arena during the rehearsal, they were playing the music to make sure the music was going to play. That's what was on my mind. I said, 50 Cent going to be here? But then he didn't rehearse the thing. They just made sure that the music was good so that when it was time to cue it, he can come in and do his thing and leave. Of course, I don't understand why automatically when hip hop started playing, everybody felt like that's time to spark up your blunts. It's like there's no written rule that says y'all got to automatically start smoking weed because you're at a hip hop concert or a hip hop segment is put in some shit. You behave yourself the whole time, but the minute 50 Cent come out, everybody want to spark up their blunts. But anyway, and it wasn't just that because Hurricane Chris also came out, and I don't even know who Hurricane Chris is, never heard of him. But I do recall that I saw it was trending on social media. He came out and started speaking against 50 because he was like, how you in Louisiana, but you have no Louisiana comics come out on stage? And that was Luenett's gripe, not about the Louisiana comics. But she was like, well, how you going to do a comedy thing, but you don't have no women up in here doing the show? So 50 Cent did respond, and we have the video of Luenell making her comment, and then we'll just, we'll play that, and then we will talk. Please hold. Damn, I gotta scroll all the way down here just to get to it.
I want to say that the game is still so misogynistic because I just heard about this comedy festival that my dear friend 50 is having, like right now. And I haven't seen the paperwork. I don't know. But from what I have heard, there's not a... I was on... people I know were on planes flying to where it's taking place. And there were several comedians on the plane, but not one female comic. Not one. Now, this may be mistaken. This is the information I've gotten. And I love 50. I did Power Book, Ghost Book 2. I know he's a comedy fan, but there are men and women in the audiences at these shows. So I think that fair representation only makes sense. Now, other people might argue that there's no females really generating heat right now. I know that I am because of the sellout crowds that I get. However, I was not asked to participate, number one, and I'm booked and busy anyway. I couldn't do it.
Well, that's basically what I think 50 was implying. Wait, did I close the thing? Oh, wait, no, it's still open. Because I was like, what the hell happened to the video? And look, that's, I guess, what he was saying, because he said in the post, where the hell did it go? It's like all of a sudden the damn video just disappeared. Or did I, oh, yeah, I closed it. Okay, let me stop sharing it because I don't know where the hell the video went. It's like all of a sudden it disappeared. But he did write, according to the post or whatever. I think I might minimize it by accident and I couldn't pull it back. But he did say, proof you can't make everybody happy. I love Luenell's work. That's why I had them put her in Ghost. We saw her big ass was booked already, so we didn't reach out. You think I didn't want Monique some more or Amy Schumer? They on fire. What the F? So why you had to throw Amy Schumer up in there? And the people was reading because it was like, oh yeah, we forgot that 50 liked them white girls. And I was like, yeah, what they said? They said, oh yeah, 50 truthful responses effing hilarious. Another put Amy who I be forgetting he like YT hoes sometimes. And then who y'all messy? Because they said, hold on, because they said this was his response. And I was like, first of all, y'all fucking messy for this one. They said that's his response, and then they put old Saucy Santana up in and so, ooh, y'all messy. But anyway, so now Luenell also acknowledged that 50 has been a huge help to her career, but she made it clear that female comedians are generating heat based on her own show selling out. The comedian also said that she wasn't asked to participate in the festival. Now, 50's been having plenty of success, and I do love that he's been putting his hand in many hats. We did talk about on the show how, the music career wasn't popping. The music career ain't do what needed to be done. However, the good thing about 50 is that he has been smart with his business, and he's been able to accumulate a little cointada in other ways. And them other ways is by jumping into the whole comedian type situation. And, comedy stuff, he's been doing movies. He actually is building a studio, I believe, in Louisiana. That's why it seems like he's been spending a lot of time there and getting into the whole idea of doing that thing. But then again, it's like, yeah, if you're in a certain state, why wouldn't you bring some of those comedians out from that city? and or from Louisiana in general, from all the different places. You could do New Orleans, Shreveport, wherever. You could bring people from all over, have them come in, do their opportunity, and give them an opportunity. But it's like, yeah, and on the other hand, it's like, yeah, you can't please everybody, because I feel like when you do your own thing, everybody want to be included. Well, they didn't put the women up there. They didn't put this one. They didn't put that one. Why you leave this one out? Why you leave that out? And I'm like, well, damn, can I get my shit off the ground first, and then when down the road, once this thing gets bigger, then I can pull all these people here, there, and everywhere into the situation. So maybe you need to see what it is first before you come out and start whining. But then again, 50 always be quick to clap back and talk about somebody big ass or whatever the case is, and make a little side shady comments. And that's what it is. But I totally get where people's coming from. And I know he doesn't like, people shining a spotlight too much on his business endeavors in so many ways, because I guess they were saying that he doesn't want to be treated any differently, though, because last week he posted a screenshot of a Us Weekly article on IG of him nearing billionaire status and added the words, "I don't want this to make you think I don't need a discount, because I want a discount." He wrote, added LOL to it. And then in that Us Weekly article he posted, he spoke about not being in a rush to become a billionaire, probably because you got to pay taxes on all that shit. And he said, "I'm not in a hurry to reach billionaire status. I reached a point where I don't want anything I don't have. What's the rush? I bought every car I wanted multiple times over." And so, yeah, it's like not everybody be so quick. Now, if it was Donald Trump, because he loved money, success, fame, and glamour, he lived for all of that pompous bullshit. But not everybody, wants to get up in there. It's good to be, financially settled and not have to worry about ever being broke and stuff. Like Kanye losing all that damn money. Because remember, once upon a time, he was a billionaire, then he started running off at the bounce and all kind of crazy stuff. But it's like, y'all can't cancel 50 Cent. So I say, let's say, what do y'all think it is? Do you think that Luenell has a point in feeling how she feels? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so you said, oh yeah, we were talking about that. So I blame Millie. Stories came out that she asked for so many breaks in filming to be with her husband. Well, child, look, John Bon Jovi's son need to figure out what he need to be doing instead of you worrying about, oh yeah, I need to spend time with my husband. Bitch, we don't care about your damn husband. You here to work. Like, we need you to work, do your thing, and then when this shit is done, you can spend as much time with him as possible. I just saw there's an article that I think was on Deadline while we was talking about the Friday the 13th thing, where it said that Millie Bobby Brown, first of all, I know she wrote a book, and then they said that she's developing it. I'm not sure if it was a movie, a TV show, whatever, but she's developing a book she wrote for Netflix. Was that Millie was the one that told the press they had 9 months left to film it. I believe it, because she seemed like, to me, she's been the more verbal one that talks a lot about Stranger Things and what they've been up to. Chaperone just put out a video talking about how fans shouldn't come up to her and ask for pics or yell at her from a car window. Well, the yelling out of a window, that would freak me out, because I'm like, what the hell? But that people been doing that for like 100 years in the whole Hollywood thing, where people roll down their car window and be yelled, they see a celebrity. But yeah, that would be a little alarming, because it's like, maybe in Chapel's head, because she's been doing this for so long and grinding and grinding and grinding, I don't feel like mentally it's settled in that she's this big celebrity now. So I don't know, maybe she needs some training in regards of how do you deal with this type of situation. Now, as far as like fans coming by asking for an autograph or pictures, Chapel, I don't know. She's got to, maybe she needs to set some boundaries or whatever. But it's like, okay, if I'm out eating with my husband, because she's a lesbian, how she got a husband? But if I'm out with my significant other, family members, whatever, if I'm out eating, like, boundaries, respect the boundaries. Maybe, I don't know. It's just, it's a slippery slope when you talk about, oh, people should be asking. So what? You only want the meet and greets? And like, if you at if you're at a concert, whatever, those are the only times people should be doing that. Chapel opened for Olivia Rodrigo in February this year. First of all, I kind of wish that she would have opened when I was doing her shows, but that's not who she chose. So my friend who went said I had no idea who she was, but 6 months later, she's the current pop queen. And that's what it is too, is that because Chapel Roan opened for Olivia is that girl in such a short period of time, that got a lot of those young girls interested in being like, who is this person that is performing and the type of show that Chapel gives? So that got the kids interested. So they're the ones that helped get her where she is. Music like Samantha Fox, Not Indigo Girls, and Melissa Etheridge, where it's the gender role reversal of the play on Boy with Guitar. And I guess maybe because Chapel doesn't look like, even though she is a lesbian, she identifies as one, she doesn't look like a Melissa Etheridge or Indigo Girl. She's not giving butch lesbian tease. She don't look like a stud, which I guess it's easier to market her because she feminizes and she does the whole drag thing. That's her, getting all dressed up and stuff. So I don't care that. Wait, who's that? And it's I know, ABUSE. And harassment and stalking is a normal thing to do to people who are famous and look. And you know what? These days, when it comes to like stalkers and stuff, these people are out of control. So I would proceed with caution. So yeah, the way that it was, I don't say the way it was back in the day. Maybe it was kind of the same, but I guess now because there's social media, people have more access to you and all this other stuff. Because stalkers have always existed. John Lennon was killed by a damn stalker. You had there's been many things that have been going on. Taylor Swift has had to deal with countless stalkers and all that other stuff. So yeah, it's dangerous out here in the streets. You'll never know who's gonna roll up on you out in public. She was crying on stage a few months ago about how she couldn't handle fast fame. And yeah, it did come around. It's funny how it's like they're saying it's fast fame, but she's been doing this for 10 years. But I guess, when you flying under the radar for so long and you get used to it, and all of a sudden it just out of nowhere, bam, you're just in the spotlight. I listened to her album a couple weeks ago and liked a couple of songs, but like most young pop stars nowadays, she doesn't have much of a personality. If you're going to pursue a career in music or any kind of entertainment profession, people are going to want to take your picture that's why I said, look, Ben Affleck, you got to realize that you got to find that balance. It's like, yeah, you're in the industry and this is what you want, but you got to take the good with the bad. First of all, you are more well off than any of us out here. So it's like you're making a lot of money. You have a lot of success. You get to do the thing you love every day. And you can't get mad because people want to autograph or take a photo or whatever the case is. It comes with the territory. And you just got to suck it up, buttercup, and figure out how to find balance. Or you could be canceled just as fast. I don't want to use canceled. The career could come as fast, go away as fast as it got here, as in the success. And then you can go back to, being under the radar again. Beastie Boys was nobody. Both opening for Madonna, Say What You Want. That helped them. Yeah, Beastie Boys was successful in their own right. I actually like their music. They were the first. Were they the first group ever to be on Def Jam? I think they were. And it says Sabrina Carpenter over for Taylor Swift in Latin America, Australia, and select European dates. Look at her now, bigger than 2 years ago. Yeah, that's what I said. Like, the hot girls of the moment, when they bring certain people on, they definitely help. But yeah, y'all got to develop a personality if you want to last long. And seeing someone like Olivia Rodrigo perform on stage, that girl's definitely got a personality. Okay, so I thought about doing that Teresa story. I'm gonna say that for tomorrow. Let's move on because I want to talk about August Alsina and this whole sexuality situation. So August Alsina recently did an interview on a podcast, or I don't know if it's a podcast or a regular show, but it's called Council Culture, with Nick Cannon and a couple other people to talk about his romantic feelings and how he perceives the bond he creates with other prospective partners. Overall, he said he doesn't try to define himself by gender or sexuality norms and instead sees love as a language that he is fluent in with various different genders and sexual orientations. So while he ain't saying it, I'll say it, he giving pansexual tease. But we do have a video courtesy of the Neighborhood Talk, which I don't know, for some reason it's like black, so I'm gonna just refresh it while we live on the situation, and then we'll play it and see, and then we'll come back and talk. I know this doctor looks familiar. I know he's I've seen him on a couple of shows, like a lot of VH1 shows. I know he's openly gay. But he came on here and he talked to August, so let's get to it.
Your love for another man. And I know that when we talk about this, we help others. What has opening your heart done for you?
To be honest with you, bro, it's not even me that's opening my heart. It's that power that's higher than myself. I always say that the greatest gift that God could have ever given me was exposure, to expose me to so many different kinds of people, places, things. So it's like when people want you to define yourself as whether you're gay, straight, bisexual, whatever, as you were just talking about, love is like much more complex than that, and it has much more depth. So for me, I'm just the kind of person that's like, because love is a language, I'm fluent in love when it speaks to me.
Why do us as humans have to have such direct answers or definitions of like, are you straight? Are you like, why? Or do you love her? Why do you got so many baby mamas? Like, no, but I mean, like,
Had to work that far.
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, because everybody says, oh, you can't love that woman if you are not in a traditional one-on-one relationship with her, and therefore now I don't love the mothers of my children because I don't define it the way that you define it.
You can't take it personal because we haven't all been exposed to the same thing. People have a very monolithic way of viewing things.
And you talked about.
And he's actually right in that situation. I mean, I guess I gotta find out a way to see that whole interview. I mean, I don't know if it's on any of the social medias or whatever the case is, but yeah, hold on, because we have a picture of his boo thing that we could put. I think his name is Zoe, whatever, something or another. But anyway, it's like, yeah, first of all, the first time we got a look at August's other half was when we were, what was it? He introduced him on the last season of Surreal Life, not the current one, the one that I guess he was on with Tamar Braxton. And we found out that he was in the same gender loving relationship. And my thing is, it's like, yeah, he's someone, you know, he says the higher power, whatever. He's talking about like God, the universe, whatever energy, you know, the energy of the universe. And I believe in energy and all this stuff. And you call in what you attract. And I guess he came across this person. They had this connection, and they're still like going strong, I guess, after 2 years. And then we saw Akbar and them fake ass teeth of hers decide to get on social media and try to talk about, don't be bringing God and say, bitch, first of all, shouldn't you be worrying about trying to get them kids back from the government and not be worrying about, you know, what people are doing in their life? Bitch, do you even got a man? Stop worrying about what other people are doing in their relationship and try to all of a sudden you want to hide behind God. Continue to be a minion for Nicki Minaj and all other shit and worry less about what he's doing over here, because apparently he's in his situation, he's happy, but then of course we get these bitches like her that want to jump in with their homophobia and they too damn sins, and rightfully so. People got on social media and dragged her ass, and that's why I said, you know what, you need to be worrying about trying to get them kids back from the goddamn court instead of worrying about what he's doing in his childless relationship with this man, because he ain't got to worry about trying to get kids back from people. But you know what? He was over here at first entangled with Jada Pinkett, who give masculine tease in regards to her energy, and then he went and found himself with an actual penis, or an actual significant other with an actual penis that he can, you know, do what he do with. But yeah, in regards to the whole situation, relationships are complex, sexuality is complex, things are not black and white, and I like the fact that he's at an age where he's open enough to, it's not about the physicality. It's not about, even though his man is fine, we're not going to overlook that. They both good looking. They're both good looking people. But it's the soul of the person. It's the energy of the person. This person connects me and makes me a better person. And that's what I want to be around. I want to be around positive energy. I want to be around those things. I've said, like, you know what, August, you should be out here making your little music and playing with that, so you can start performing at these Black Pride events, like excuse me, like so many others are out here doing. And so, you know what, I'm here for his whole situation. But then you have people in the comments, you know, Bobby Lights piping up and talking about, once again, talking in circles, deflected and talk about a higher power and love is love, etc. The point is, the man is not ready to come out and be his true self. yet. I pray he finds his strength one day because we all know you're bi/gay, and that's A-okay. Well, here's the thing. Bobby, you know I live for you, but you are not at a place where you can just be out here just because you fully have an identity and a title and a label you want to put on yourself, tell somebody else that they should come out and, oh, you're this or you're that. But I'm saying because pansexual is basically like you're in love with the energy and the soul of the person, and he's gone around and he's dated, he's been with women, he's been with men. I don't know if, he's been with trans people or whatever the case is, but the fact of the matter is, when you're talking about you like the energy of the person or the spirit and all the other stuff, that pretty much defines pansexuality. You can't sit out here and just be like, put a label on things, because not a lot of people believe in the whole label thing. Labels to me as a construct, that's some shit you put on a Campbell soup can, and people should not be put on this thing, because I see when they come with the whole label thing, that's just the identity to make you feel comfortable and to be able to have something on somebody that makes you feel, I know what I can come at you as. And Ten's magazine said this appears like a long way of describing being pansexual. No, excuse me, another person said August cracks me up. He's basically like T.I. He uses 500 words. Well, he don't say expeditiously. I ain't hear him say that in a damn sentence. Because T.I. like them big damn words too. If I hear somebody say demure, I'm a fucking lose my damn mind. And they say he basically like T.I. He used 500 words to express one point that he could have made with 20 words. That's another thing I hate too. Stop telling people how they should say what they want to say in the conversation. I hate when people are trying to, well, you could have said it this way, bitch. Well, he ain't your mouth and your brain. Stop trying to tell people what they should be saying. Another person said a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And then say, to sum it up, he gay. Only person making it complicated is him. I don't know I guess y'all just don't be paying attention. But for the most part, people feel like he was talking in circles, that he wasn't being upfront and honest about who he is. And I'll say this, when the time comes that he want to come out and give y'all a title and say what he truly is, and if he want to put a label on it, then he will in his time. But for the most part, if he's talking about, I don't want to define what this is, that it's just two dudes that are in a relationship with each other, then that's what it is. Everybody don't need to put a label on things so that way you feel comfortable with them in whatever the situation is, especially with all this damn homophobia and shit going on in the world. Like, I live for the strength of numbers, but everybody don't have to be defining things putting a label on something just to make you feel comfortable. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think it is? Are y'all here for what he said? Like, let a man, live and let live is what I say. But some people feel like it's not enough. They want you to actually define what your relationship is with this guy, because he could come out and say whatever. Y'all gonna believe and just go with whatever y'all want regardless. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. I was also thinking, you know what? It's also great that we have men, especially like Nick Cannon and all those men that were at the table, like having a real conversation about sexuality and manhood and all this other stuff without the dumb shit that we be getting, like, oh, is it gay to have another man cut your hair at a barber shop? I'm gonna let a girl do it because people are gonna think I'm gay. I was like, when do y'all come up with this dumb shit? But at least they having a real genuine conversation about stuff that guys do. And that's what we need. We need people to have like real conversations instead of this dumb crap just so they can go viral. But anyway, let's read these comments. They said Blake Lively is now where Hannaford was a couple of months ago. She's being dragged a lot. Yeah, we talked about a little bit of that in the last show. That it's just like, and then how Bethany Frankel was comparing their careers. And I'm like, is that a good thing that you're comparing her to the same situation where y'all trying to be out here grifting and trying to dig your hand in every pot as humanly possible because y'all trying to make money? And I guess at some point, Blake can just live off of, Ryan Reynolds coin and all them damn kids she got, 4 of them. So it's just like that. Maybe that postpartum depression is hitting hard. You want to make your own money. But my thing is, if you're playing a part of a woman that's getting her like in an abusive relationship, how you coming out with a drink, like a liquor line and all this other stuff and makeup and stuff? Like, Read the room. They said the old artists were extremely grateful, but young kids wanted to be approachable. But Madonna and others had security and bodyguards because of what Chapel and others do. And what she gonna have to do is beef up on security, because the bigger you get, you got to put money into your situation. So, to protect yourself. I said, I don't know much about him or care. By the way, every time I see him, under his eyes look drugged. They said he was on the last season of Surreal Life with Tamar Braxton. That say he had come out then, and he got famous because of his relationship with Jada Pinkett. And yes, he was her entanglement. I said, you missed the Insta comment about the guy looking like him. Oh yeah, they do kind of, and that's another thing too. With it's too much of that. Like, you be seeing people dating people that look exactly like them, which is always weird. I remember when people were forced Billie to come out when she made the Lost Cause video. 3 years later, she's clearly making music about loving up on girls. And then even so, with her saying that, you got people, because we talked about it on the show, how people will still be up in here talking about, oh, she playing. Remember with the whole thing with the Charlie XCX remix of Guess, and how they were saying, oh, she pandering to the gays or whatever. It's like, so y'all been pushing her to come out as a lesbian, and then when she finally starts openly talking about being into girls and all this other stuff, people want to come up in here and talk about, oh, it's creepy and it's giving and you know, all that other mess. I was like, okay, if y'all don't shut the hell up with all of that. He fancied themselves and found another version. You know, some people do that when they tell. Look, you gotta be careful when you tell people to be out here to go fuck themselves, because they'll literally do it. You got some models out here making whole dildos based on their penis, and they be sticking it in their butt and stuff. So if they be out here doing that, literally fucking themselves, y'all should be surprised. But anyway, let's go from one homosexual story to another, and let's talk about Hugh Jackman. Janet Jack me take it in the bud. Oh my God, I forgot to pull up a picture of Deadpool and Wolverine, because wait, who is this? This dude asked how old he looked. Child, don't ask a question if you don't know the answer. Wait, are they doing? Is that real? Oh no, my God! Hold on now, because I just came across this TikTok video of Hugh Jackman doing the NSYNC choreography alongside that other actor, the guy that was doing the dance, the choreography for Deadpool. We're gonna pull that up in a second so we can watch it, but I'm gonna turn the music off so that way y'all can see it. But anyway, so apparently here we go without yet again trying to call homophobia into Deadpool and Wolverine, which they got dragged for before, and they even got dragged for this story. So they say Hugh Jackman, the iconic Australian actor who is beloved in the gay community for starring in musicals like Les Miserables, The Greatest Showman, The Boy from Oz, and The Music Man, seems to be playing into Marvel's homophobic marketing strategy for their latest movie, Deadpool and Wolverine. They said, we were already written previously about how the marketing for the new superhero flick relies heavily on thinking it's funny that Deadpool, a man, could be sexually attracted to Wolverine, also a man, and that it's even funnier when Deadpool sexually harasses Wolverine and Wolverine rejects him. First of all, it's a comedy. He's the merc with the mouth, and he's also pansexual. So it's like, do y'all even read a fucking comic? So they keep saying now Jackman has added more fuel to the fire in the latest episode of Chicken Shop Date with Amelia de Moldenberg. So the bit starts around 5.5 minutes in when de Moldenberg asked Jackman if he thought she and Ryan are a good match. He said, I don't think he's a good match for anyone, even Blake. This is what Jackman answered, referring to Reynolds' real-life spouse, actress Blake Lively. I tell her all the time, you know, and she agrees, but there's kids. It's a whole thing. They're locked into it. The reputation is terrible, he continued. I mean, he comes across as charming and funny in a way like Ted Bundy was apparently charming. Now you're saying that. I'm kind of thinking about an introduction a bit differently. This is what she replied, because he is smiling. I did have really nice glistening eyes, but really like maybe she's even okay. When are we getting to the point? Because this whole back and forth shit is just boring to me. And so he goes, not maybe, Jackman replies. It's pretty clear. The interview then cuts to a couple of questions with Reynolds before going back to Jackman, talk about how Reynolds is evil. It's about the 6:38 mark. Jackman puts on a concerned face and asks the Moldenberg, did he try and kiss you? No, he didn't. He tried to kiss me as I was walking up the stairs. Jackman replies, it was, are you kidding me? He knows that I'm on a date with you and he tried to get, okay, first of all, this whole story is fucking stupid. I cannot believe, like, it must be real slow over there on your channel. And I do be taking a gander every now and again to see if there's some interesting topics. I should have proofread that shit before I even did it. It's a bunch of damn nothing. Y'all still be out here trying to imply and push home this whole situation that Deadpool and Wolverine is homophobic. As somebody who's openly homosexual, I like a little toilet humor. I like a little, whatever. And yeah, while there are some hits with the jokes in Deadpool and Wolverine, there's a couple of things I was like, okay, that was a miss mark. But that's comedy. Comedy is subjective. It hits sometimes, it doesn't hit sometimes. And with Deadpool, would y'all want him to flat out eat his ass in a Disney movie? I mean, it is R-rated, so they could have probably thrown that in there. But y'all wanted a full-on sex scene between them two, so that way you'll know, like, okay, it's a gay movie, or not even a gay movie, but the Merc with the Mouth is pansexual. That's how he identifies. And yeah, they're going to play up the jokes, whatever the case is, because that's what that movie is. But here's the thing. I find this one way more entertaining than this tight-ass damn topic. Let's go over and watch this choreography with Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh, wait, hold on now. I thought I muted the music. Because I don't want them being like, yeah. I said, you better work that choreography. First of all, didn't Darren DeWitt Henson do the choreography for Deadpool? Wait, hold on. Not the motherfucking Crocs, child. I can't stand nobody's Crocs. I said, all right, Hugh Jackman, you better work with the choreo. But anyway, so yeah, to me, I was like, you know what? Next time, I'm just gonna have to proofread before I do these stories. And you know what? What's way more entertaining than y'all really trying to bring up the fact of, oh, Thomas bag. Sit and eat a bunch of bag of dicks out. But anyway, besides that, Deadpool and Wolverine has become one of the top 10 highest grossing superhero movies of all time, now nearing $1.2 billion worldwide. So to me, that was way more of a feat than this stupid ass story. It was a bunch of damn nothing. So I say, well, let's say, what do y'all think it is? I sat there and read that. I'm sitting there like, maybe it would have been better if I played the clip. But it is what it is. It's a bunch, like, how is what was going on? Oh, he trying to kiss me walking up the stairs. That's considered homophobic. Like, I really hope y'all got a good chiropractor for that reach y'all just did. So let me know what you think of this tight ass story in the comments down below. I saw a video where they were saying Hugh sexual. Oh, I know some tea about Hugh, and I'm not gonna spell it on here. It's a very reliable source. So I'll say that you can't be homosexual. I mean, you can't be a homophobe if you get down with the peoples. Allegedly. Pink News made an Instagram post about Blake Lively saying the tea slurper. She's a tight ass bitch. I don't like her. I mean, quiet as it's kept, I didn't really particularly care for her on Gossip Girl. And now I've been hearing stuff about the fact that her own cast didn't like her when it was on that show. So I don't put nothing past Blake. I don't know what he married her for. Maybe she's a beard for Ryan. But we starting to see her true damn colors. And she about to become one of them girls that gets canceled. You better go back you better disappear and start raising them 4 babies. And I saw a comment where this lady was like, oh, I love Jesus and follow his ways. She was saying he was disgusted and said, I won't be watching his movies anymore until, girl, whatever. These crazy ass people. I said having kids is an option. Absolutely. I don't know why people think, I don't even know why people sit up here thinking like everybody need to be having children. Quiet as it's kept, some of y'all need to not have no damn kids. Even the ones that rolling around, some of y'all run around with children shouldn't be allowed to procreate. The way I be seeing some of these people out in these streets be acting with their kids, it is a tight ass story. I'm like, that was a bunch of damn nothing. But anyway, here's a story that's way more interesting. Let's talk about Anthony Bowens talking about how he would love to replace Joaquin Phoenix in the NC-17 rated gay movie that he decided to quit for no damn reason, or without explanation, I should say. So with Joaquin Phoenix's queer passion project now in limbo, since he quit days before principal photography was to begin, an unlikely celebrity is offering to throw themselves in the cinematic ring as his replacement. Now hold on, let's take a minute and let's look at this fine ass man. I was like, first of all, how am I not familiar with Anthony Bowens? He looks like a hotter version of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, in my opinion. And I would definitely love to see him in some shit, in a nude scene or three. So out WWE World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest might have earned himself the title of bisexual Undertaker. And now it looks like we may have a gay The Rock on our hands as one wrestler looks to take his talents to the silver screen. Gay AEW star Anthony Bowens has offered to replace Joaquin Phoenix in an upcoming film from Todd Haynes. Phoenix has been working with Haynes, the director behind the queer films such as Carol and May December. May December was a gay movie. I guess I haven't seen that film. I do want to see it though, but it's set on a new explicitly gay film set to start filming in Guadalajara, Mexico in July of 2024. Phoenix apparently got cold feet and dropped out of the film just 5 days before shooting was scheduled to begin. Millions of dollars have already been spent. Crew and other cast members were already on location. Sets have been built. People are still furious, especially some of the actors, because I remember Danny Ramirez, fine ass, was supposed to be a part of it as well. And he didn't get to be. I was like, why was it just shaking just now? So anyway, so it said Phoenix reportedly gets anxious leading up to all his films, almost dropping out of Napoleon last minute, but it's not lost on many evaluating the situation, as the film Phoenix did actually pull out of was one that was explicitly gay. And here's the thing, if you're getting cold feet, then maybe you shouldn't be an actor. Because I'm sitting there like, well, how are you quick to... Why is this damn thing shaking? Like, come on. You shouldn't be dropping out of movies or whatever. Like, I understand cold feet, but child, we all get the jitters when we have to do something. So, okay, now that it's working, now I can get back to the story. So it said, Phoenix, actor and filmmaker Kit Williamson took to Twitter to air his grievances about queerness and casting in Hollywood. And I 110% agree with him on this, because he responded to the whole Twitter situation. I mean, not Twitter, the whole Variety story. He said, what this really proves is the studios are only comfortable making high-budget gay movies if there's a straight lead. Even in a Todd Haynes movie, even if it means losing 7 figures, they're not interested in recasting, because a gay actor to them can never be a star. And that's why I said, you know what, at the end of the day, I feel like Hollywood and y'all gatekeeping is why a lot of this stuff happens, when y'all don't allow other actors to come in. Like I said many times, the people that I think, and funnily enough, Out Magazine did a list of 11 actors who would never get cold feet for a gay role, like Joaquin Phoenix did. And we'll get into their list, but they picking straight actors. This will get on my nerves with y'all. I understand, like, maybe this will bring people over to watch her, to read your article, but for y'all to be like, oh yeah, let's pick a straight person to play a gay role. How about it would have been nicer if y'all would have did one where you featured the gay actors. I said Coleman Domingo. Y'all could have put him up in there. You could have got, who else is openly gay? Luke Evans. You could have got Matt Bomer. You could have got Russell Tovey. I'm sure there's a bunch of others that y'all could have put up in there that could have played the part. But then somebody else in the comments, but they said the following. Wait, hold on. Can I see if I can read the comments? Nuh-uh. Somebody said cast Army Hammer. They said this may be true, but another sad truth. If gay actors who would be a box office draw did an NC-17 gay movie that was sexually explicit, they would face such tremendous obstacles for future work. Would love to be proven wrong in the very near future. Well, first of all, I don't know if Well, I mean, there could be some truth to that, but at the same time, straight people play these roles or whatever the case is, and gay people end up in certain films, even if it wasn't a lot of sex in it, and they still get, penalized in some sort of way. But Kid also went and said, very true, gay actors are screwed for both ends, but not in the fun way. Okay? And then another person said, how are we going to police who can and cannot play gay characters? Do they need to be out? Do actors need to disclose their sexual orientation for being cast in these roles? Once you start gatekeeping who can play what roles, well, I think y'all missed the point, because what Kit was saying was that the studios are only comfortable putting money behind a person who identifies as straight to tell our stories. That's what he's talking about. It's not about gatekeeping in the context of a straight person or who should be playing the part. Should it be a straight person or a gay person? It's been proven that y'all will offer a story about queer story. You will offer a queer story to a straight person because we've seen it. A straight person plays a gay role, automatically they get an Oscar, they get an Emmy, they get all these things. Jared Leto plays a trans woman, gets a damn Oscar. What the hell's his name? Tom Hanks plays a gay man dying of AIDS, gets an Oscar. Like, we've seen it happen many a times. But gay people, we want to play a part that, yeah, I'm not a serial killer in real life, or I'm not whatever other character, but I happen to be gay, but you're going to penalize me for that because of who I have sex with off camera? But I'm like, this other character, I'm not playing it. So that's what it is that they're talking about. And then so Kid responded, no gatekeeping here. I'm fine with straight actors playing gay for being private, but you have to acknowledge it's not a two-way street. It's changing in very recent years, but actors still lose opportunities when they come out. And then he also went and said, don't get me wrong, I love all these movies, but please name the gay leading actors in Far From Heaven, Carol, Velvet Goldmine, I Shot Andy Warhol, and Boys Don't Cry. So I love the fact that he's standing 10 toes down on it. He's answered every question. And some people say Andrew Scott is really right there. And that's why I say he's a big name coming up. And I just saw a movie that he was in. So you could have picked Andrew Scott, Matt Bomer, Jonathan Bailey. They just did Fellow Travelers. Fellow Travelers was a hit over on Showtime, and the show and the series did really well. So there are actors out here who can draw that attention. And if it's an independent film, I know you're not expecting the independent film to gross $100 million, or maybe it will. The times have changed in regards of how people support queer entertainment. So why not allow that? So the thing about this guy, first of all, let's scroll over to some of his thirst traps, because he is fine as hell. Look at that picture, child. That old gym selfie. Yes, honey. We start being messy. Okay, let's leave it on that. Oh, that's a good one with the rainbow colors. So my thing is with Anthony Bowens, I'm not really familiar with him because I don't follow wrestling. But I will say this: does he have acting experience? But then again, there's been so many wrestlers that have come out that were not the best actors at first that have gotten better as they've gone on. John Cena was not the best actor when he first started. He got better. Dwayne Johnson was not a good actor either, but he improved. And they knew to play to his strengths. Same with Dave Bautista. There's been so many. So if y'all can give all these heterosexual defining men opportunities in Hollywood, why can't we give Anthony Bowens the opportunity? So they said he's already a busy man. In addition to wrestling, he dabbled in acting before and is currently playing baseball for the San Fernando Valley Baseball League's Valley Boys, not to mention being one of Pride's first ever Grand Marshals. At this last minute, I'm sure Haynes will be willing to work around the multi-hyphen packed itinerary. Because I feel like don't let this thing go to waste. Recast. It has happened many times in Hollywood. So I don't understand. Oh, it's not recastable. Who the fuck said it's not? Like, since movies have been made, if an actor drops out, you find somebody to come in and replace that part. And there's plenty of people out here, I'm sure, that can do it. So I do think that it's a bunch of BS that they said the role can't be recast, because every actor can be replaced. Trust and believe on that. And like I said, Matt Bomer, you can get Luke Evans, Russell Tovey, Jonathan Groff, Coleman Domingo, Jonathan Bailey. There's so many other people out here. But some of the names that they picked, Out Magazine, They said Stanley Tucci. Now, okay, Stanley Tucci can get it. I always have a thing for him. But and he's played gay before. You know, he played didn't he play gay in The Devil Wears Prada and Burlesque? So they could definitely pick him. Another person they picked was Colin Firth, which I did like him in A Single Man. Then they had Jake Gyllenhaal. Now I can't see Jake Gyllenhaal coming out and wanting to do gay again, especially after Make America Gay Again, especially after Brokeback Mountain, which was an iconic film. It's still like a fave, like one of the top. And I think it did well at the box office. So for y'all to think that, well, then again, they are people I've straight identified playing gay in a movie. And plus, look, Jake Gyllenhaal look good now. I've seen that movie Roadhouse. He was looking good up in there. And then it said Daniel Craig. Now, Daniel Craig has played queer roles numerous times, including, you know, he had Knives Out, Glass Onion. His character is gay. Benoit Blanc is playing gay. He also is about to star in Luca Guadagnino's queer film. It's called Queer, which takes place in Mexico City in the 1940s. So while there might be similarities in aesthetic and location and the timeline, it might be a little similar in that part, but I'm sure that the stories will be different. Then they said Darren Criss. Now, Darren Criss, first of all, said he would never play gay again because, you know, he's benefited, his career has wholeheartedly benefited from him playing queer, where he was in Hedwig and the Angry Inch on Broadway. Then he also played Gianni Versace, or as they say, you know, in my favorite movie, Showgirls, Versace. He also played gay in Glee. And he won an Emmy for playing Versace. Well, Andrew Cunanan, I should say. He didn't play Versace. The Gianni Versace, he played Andrew Cunanan, the killer, and won an award for that. So they basically said that he could do it, but he said he would never play gay again. So I guess we're going to scratch him off the list. They also said Josh O'Connor, who was in a movie called God's Own Country. Also, y'all could put Paul Mescal up in there, but isn't Paul Mescal, is he straight, gay or straight? And he also was in another movie called Separate Rooms that is directed by Luca Guadagnino. Damn, Luca's making a whole bunch of movies. They also said Gael Garcia Bernal, who also, you know, who's in Y Tu Mama Tambien, and he was also in Bad Education. And he also starred as a luchador in the movie Cassandra that Bad Bunny was in, by the way. Also, they said Tom Hardy. Now, you know, all them stories we hear about Tom Hardy, no, that's a chop. You don't want to deal with difficulty on the set. You thought Joaquin was bad? Now, okay, go ahead and do a movie with Tom Hardy. If that shit definitely won't get made, or you probably be pulling your damn hair out. They also said Sterling K. Brown, who you know was on This Is Us, but he also was in a movie called American Fiction, which I need to see that. I think that's on Prime Video. And then he played in a movie called Hunk for Jesus, Save Your Soul. But then, Shell, I heard he was a closeted megachurch pastor. Maybe I need to watch that movie because I hate them old mega church things. Give me the creeps, the Joel Osteens, the Bishop Eddie Longs, you know, the Swallow. Remember him, TD Jakes? I can't with all of that mess. So, but honey, he was playing a closet case up in that damn movie. So maybe I need to check that out. Let's see if they had any more on that list. I said it's a chop for all of these to be. The only one that I can really think of that I was like, okay, they also said Ewan McGregor. Now, Ewan McGregor, you know, has played queer in a lot of movies. Especially, I love Velvet Goldmine. That was like one of my favorite movies. But they did say Pedro Pascal. Now, you know, I will watch Paint Dry if Pedro Pascal is in it. So I would definitely watch with Pedro. Now, if y'all say Pedro Pascal, I'd definitely be here for it. The problem is he's busy with the Fantastic Four, so he can't be in that movie. And, you know, he played a gay cowboy in A Strange Way of Life, which I think is on Netflix, if y'all haven't seen that. He's also Good Judy's with Russell Tovey, Omar Apollo, and Sarah Paulson. So, you know, he got a lot of gay friends. And, you know, we heard the rumors. I don't want to be out here trying to out people because we don't know. But we heard the tea. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? I just found it was like ridiculous that y'all be talking about that. Oh, it's a gay role, so it's not castable. You can't recast the part. And I'm like, really? Because we've been recasting roles for like years, for eons, for decades, for hundreds of years, for as long as the movies have been being made. When did we for the Oscars? Like over almost 100 years that cinema has been around. So for y'all, well, I think it has been over 100 years because there's been movie studios. What's the movie studios exist? Was it Warner Brothers? Where they had like the 100 years thing? So, you know, we've been making movies for over a century. So for y'all to sit up here and try to act like you can't recast the role because Joaquin Phoenix in it, first of all, you know, all them names that y'all pick, they'd be hotter choices than damn Joaquin Phoenix. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. You said that guy is not an actor, though. I'd replace his real life. Well, yeah, that's what I said. But I was like, yeah, I can't see like him. Okay, you know, he said he had some acting experience, but to me, I'm like, we have to pick like someone who's like, yeah, they're openly gay, but they're well known, like a Jonathan Bailey, who's about to be in Wicked. And he was just in Fellow Travelers. And Matt Bomer. Matt Bomer definitely is like one of those, you know, he has Hollywood good looks. He's openly gay. You could definitely dress him up and have him transport him in like a period piece type of time. I would definitely like to see a Luke Evans in that part, or whatever the case is. Like, you could have picked some of those people, but them straight actor names that they pick, some of those actors might be too busy. Could be. And so they should get, okay, y'all could get Hugh Jackman up in there. You know, even flame those rumors about to be a homosexual even further. But you want to know something? At this point, Jackman don't need to be doing, you know, how many times you're going to play Wolverine? It's like, yeah, I like the fact that he branches off and does different things. He does musicals, he does all those other things. So that would be like if Hugh Jackman decided to be like, you know what, I'll step in my hat, I'll put my hat in the ring and do the part. I'm sure the studios will definitely step up, probably throw a little extra money up in the situation. And can you imagine Hugh Jackman tearing up Danny Ramirez's booty hole in that movie? Look, he had no problem getting naked in Days of Future Past. I had to slide into his DMs and replace the boyfriend real quick. Okay, so now let's get to our final topic, which is Bianca Del Rio throwing shade at Nymphia Wynn, because this is a whole tea that's been going on in regards of some drama going on social media in regards Nymphia Wynn being rude, as they were saying, at a meet and greet. So shout out to Pink News for this story. So RuPaul's Drag Race winner Nymphia Del Rio, Bianca Del Rio, has thrown shade at fellow champion Nymphia Wynn after a video showing the latter on her phone during a meet and greet went viral. Now, in just a few months since beating drag titans such as Safira Crystal and Plain Jane to lift the season 16 crown, Nymphia has gagged fans at the Paris Olympics, performed for the president of Taiwan, and even had her first scandal go viral. They grow up so fast. Now, the offending video hit the internet on Thursday, which would be August 15th, posted by a fan who met Nymphia alongside the likes of Drag Race Italia winner Lena Galore. Now, the fan, whose caption translates to "my most humbling moment at a meet and greet," is seen walking up to Nymphia, who is on her phone. She briefly looks up to greet the fan before looking back at the screen. Now, hold on, because I want to show y'all the video in case y'all haven't seen it. Where is I could have sworn I had it. Oh yeah, I do have it open because it's basically, it was in Nymphia's post or whatever the case was, because I had to scroll over to her explaining the situation. So hold on as I pull it up for context, in case y'all didn't see it. Let me turn the sound off. First of all, who is this one right here? I'm living for this outfit. Where it's like I always kind of been fascinated with drag, where it's like you're in drag, but then you showing like, I'm in female, like I got the wig on, the makeup is beat for days, but then I'm kind of giving you like this cybertronic, futuristic look, but then I'm also giving you man chest. Like, to me, I just love the contrast of just like I like gender fuck drag, I should say. And I like that I'm starting to see more people get into that. Now, I wish they would incorporate more of that into Drag Race, but you know, Drag Race be so into but here's the thing. You know what? I understand Nymphia, but girl, first of all, what you should be doing, like, that is kind of rude. And she basically said, because I'm like, why are you on your phone during a meet and greet? And I understand there's gaps and things in between, but when the time you clock in, you need to be laser focused on, okay, the people coming out, let them get their picture, let them get their hug, whatever the case is, you busy, like your phone, whatever's going on your phone is not that important. So she basically said, I wanted to just say that my initial response when I reposted the video was not to apologize, is because I lived the whole hour and 30 minutes of this meet and greet, and what you guys see is a 7-second video. I understand it's very rude, and that was not the whole meet and greet, and I know I was not actively rude to anyone, so I'm not releasing an official apology to everyone, just to the person who was in that video. I think that's what you meant, because you said who was it that video. And to the few people who met me on my phone, which I would still raise my head and give 2 kisses and look them in the eye, I personally thought the video was funny and brat and made a joke on being on Grindr, but I was replying to work messages. Y'all can be mad, but I'm living my brat summer. Okay, girl, we're not going to fall behind it. You're not bringing my girl Charlie XX to this. And I live for you, Nymphia, but girl, you need to... It's a time and a place for that. Like, your phone is not your NOB of your existence. And how this all started was because Mistress Isabel Brooks went on her Twitter, and I was like, huh? Wait, what's going on? On the 16th, which is Madonna's birthday, our Lord and Savior, went and posted the following. She said, let me tell you a story. I did a gig with Nymphia while this season was airing. We didn't have to do a meet and greet. She looks at me and goes, you really want to do a meet and greet? They look like they want to meet us. I said, sure, I'm down. She goes, I don't want to meet them. I hate fags. I'd rather play Candy Crush. But that's probably what she was doing on that damn phone while them people was meeting and greeting. They said, I get that video isn't a good look, but to be doing a whole like witch hunt based on 5 seconds is correct to me. Newsflash, she is the monster y'all trying so hard to make her be. I'm like, damn. So I was like confused, because I'm like, is Nymphia being for real with this whole situation? So I was a little confused when I first heard this person. It's like, yeah, she is a monster. And I'm like, chill, I need y'all to slide up in my situation and tell me if this is some true tea going. Like, if y'all got some crazy experiences with Nymphia, because I didn't think she would give that. And she always gives me like introvert, extrovert. Like, she's very, like, I don't think she means to be shy or not shy, but standoffish. And maybe like, sometimes with people in their phones, like they be so shy, like it's a barrier that they kind of just have to be in their phone, because it's like, I don't know, they got anxiety, whatever the case is. But honey, that's what I always thought the drag was for. Like, the drag is your superpower, that it gives you the ability to kind of step out of your situation and want to, you know, be in the moment, or whatever the case is, or, you know, be more of an extrovert. So Bianca Del Rio, into her situation, you know, season 6 winner. And this is what she had to say on her IG Live when a fan asked Bianca when she would collaborate with Nymphia on a project. And here's what the pig in the wig had to say. So please hold, let's get to that clip.
When will I collaborate with Nymphia? When she gets off the phone. I actually do my meet and greets. Girl, nothing's that fucking important. These children. Computers.
He said nothing is that fucking important. But, you know, Bianca Del Rio is from, you know, she's an old school drag queen. You know, she comes from a time where she doesn't, where it was like, you know, phones weren't like the most end all be all important thing in the world. And I do agree with that. It's like, yeah, I know you new generation queens, you know, y'all are different. Your process, the way y'all do things is different from a lot of the old school queens. But the fact of the matter is, your phone is not something that is the most important thing in the world. You can put the shit down for a couple of hours and focus on the most important thing. These fans who spend a whole lot of money to come and see you. So the people had some comments over what Nymphia had posted, you know, with the whole thing with her apology, which we read, and she went and said, as a continuation, also just for context, there was a lot of wait time in group meet and greets, especially I simply took the opportunity to respond to some work messages. Well, girl, that's what I said, work messages that can wait. So one person said, if I'm a man who makes my money putting on a wig and mouthing the words to actual musicians as a way to earn income, in this economy, it would behoove you to put the phone down and be courteous and attentive to your fans, as this type of gig is short-lived and unsustainable. Then Nymphia responded, and that was Solomon, by the way, who, you know, was an openly gay musician. So Nymphia went and said, I'm sorry, but the plain Jane is the man in the wig. I'm a woman. Wait, is she coming out as trans? That's news to me, unless she's just saying that. And they said the dolls be careful. The dolls gonna come in shaking the bottles of estrogen. So another person said, well, how are people actually mad about this? You fully greeted her. And she said yes, and she got a full smile. So in a way, what they're saying is like, well, you should be grateful I gave you that. That's what it's giving. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but that's what it feels like. And then another person said, I don't know who you are, but I guess you don't watch Drag Race. I don't know who you are, but I'm so sorry. It's popular to have a shitty attitude on Twitter now. You seem like a very classy lady, and I wish you well. And Nymphia Wynn put sister. So that other person put patiently. Oh, wait, hold on. So it said you could just have said at the first tweet, sorry, I was replying to a work message, even though M&G, which is meet and greet, is also work, but yeah, brat summer, yay. So another person put, LOL, I sometimes am meeting people at events, replying to people on my phone. People clearly don't know what it means to be a businesswoman. It's not about being a businesswoman. It's also just like, you know, a lot of things are going on, and some people feel the need to multitask. And I guess we are in a generation where, you know, I can meet and greet, I could apply my makeup, and I could, with one hand, I can, you know, with the left hand, I can apply, you know, reapply my lipstick. My right hand, I could hold the phone and tweet back, you know, or message back people off of business endeavors. And then also I can give attention to the person who's at the meet and greet. But I do feel like, you know what, it's a time and a place for all of that. When you do business when you're done handling the situation that you're handling, which is, if I'm doing a meet and greet for 2 hours, that is my primary focus. After that, when I'm done and I'm unwinded and I take all that makeup and the wigs and the outfits and all that stuff, then I could take the time. If I'm going from one place to the next, if I'm busy, then I could take the time to focus on business endeavors. I can answer people back when it comes to whatever opportunity comes my way. You have to learn when to prioritize your situations and not be trying to use every moment of the day to do 5 things at once. Because to me, it's like you're not really giving the person your full attention. You was going, oh, I just glanced up and I gave you my full attention. I looked you in the eye. I did all that. And then now I'm going to go back to focus on this, because you're not really giving these people the full attention, in my opinion. So I was trying to see if there was any other. Oh yeah, there was another one, because there was this thing too where she was showing like another meet and greet situation that she had did. Let me turn that sound off so that way y'all can see that, and we could get off this topic. So there was another one where that was the same one from before, where she had these 2 gentlemen came up. I have to say, I am living for this look. I'm loving the boots. I like the silver outfit. I just like the whole man chest of it all. It's cute. I thought this was Johnny Sibley, the one with this white sleeveless vest on. And it's like, yeah, when y'all kiss, you're supposed to do an air kiss. You don't really go in. Oh wait, hold on, because now RuPaul's Sissy That Walk. And I don't know, copyrights, schmoppy rights. I don't want to get in trouble with all of that. And look, she be giving them their attention, but yeah, I guess it is what it is. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Do you really think that it's much ado about nothing, that everybody is getting a little serious about this thing? I want a little more tea on this whole Mistress Isabel Brooks information. And you know, Brooklyn Heights pretty much showed herself as well during in between. So she do the same damn thing. There she's in front of a situation and she was showing herself posing, like standing around on her phone in between meet and greets. But I guess as long as you have someone who's assisting you, hold on, because let me turn that off. Yeah, look at her. She just sort of like, like she's another one. So I guess we dragging Brooklyn Heights too. I guess, you know, maybe this is the new thing, but I feel like maybe it's just not as scandalous as everybody needs to be making it. And then, you know, but I always say maybe people should just take the time to really be attentive and focus on the fans instead of y'all worrying about being in your phones and all other stuff. I feel like people do that too much. And not just at meet and greets. I just feel like people be walking down the street in their phones and stuff. And then, like, I gotta make sure I don't get hit by a car, whatever the case is, because we be so down. Like, we all gonna be walking around like this with a humpback, our neck bothering us. We're gonna have to be seeing a you know, a rheumatologist. We're gonna be seeing getting our necks and our backs cracked. We're gonna have to be seeing chiropractors because we all gonna be walking down and looking down at the damn ground. That's why I was like, there was some place in Asia where they said that because people look down so much, I think it was like China, Japan, Korea, it might be one, I don't know, one of the areas where they said they had to literally put traffic light, the colors on the ground because people look down so much. So now you know it's a red light, better let the red light flash on the floor, a green light, because people look down so much, they're not paying attention to what's going on around them. So I say, let's say, whatever your thoughts are on this, you with Nymphia on what you did, you have a problem with it? Do you not have a problem? Do you feel like queens or people in general need to take more time to be attentive and pay attention to what's going on? Because regular celebrities, you're not going to see them doing this thing where they on their phone. Maybe they do it, we just don't see it. But I feel like at a meet and greet, you need to be attentive to the people and not just be, oh, hi, hug, kiss, and then back to the phone. Because it's like, to me, I understand, like, I'm an empath. Exchanging of energy is a lot, but there needs to be a primary focus on the fans at hand. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay. He said, I took a screenshot of Leanne wishing happy 13th birthday of Little Mix. I can say Jesse, well, anybody thinking about Jesse Nelson? First of all, I'm going to do what the hell I want to do on my phone. And know what? Yeah, I'm going to tell your ass, bitch, put it up. He said, Nymphia always gave me unlikable. Ooh. I mean, look, you might be right. I'm also a big fan of gender fuck drag, my personal favorite. Yeah, I was gonna say, I like the whole gender fuck thing. I don't particularly care about, I mean, glamour drag and all other stuff, like the gowns and you know, that whole pageant drag and stuff. It's cute or whatever. But I always like when queens could experiment and play around with not only, you know, with gender norms and stuff. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna give you woman below the waist, but I'm gonna give you man upper waist, and I'm gonna play around with all the different proportions and stuff. And if I don't want to wear a breastplate, if I don't want to come around giving you fish, then I don't have to. I'm gonna give you a little chest hair. That's why I like Meatball, because she has chest hair and when she do her drag, and I don't even think she pads or tucks. Well, no, she tucks. But I'm like, well, you wearing like the fake boobs? Like, everybody don't have to do all of that. Shit, back in the day before they started making them realistic breastplates, you know, people was putting socks in their damn tops. And they said, I knew Nymphia was a production plant to launch a Taiwanese franchise, but who knew she was also a grade A poopy head? Not poopy head. They said the DNC is starting right now. We'll be watching. There are many Palestine protests. Of course they are. So, and then they've been talking about that, how, you know, Kamala may have, well, what Robert pointed out to me is that because she didn't pick Shapiro, Josh, I almost said Ben Shapiro, who's a comedian. Josh Shapiro, wait, Ben Shapiro is that idiot. But I think, isn't there another person named Shapiro who is a comedian? Anyway, no, that's Ben Glebe. Child, I'm getting all my people confused. But I'm like, because she didn't pick Josh Shapiro, that she lost Pennsylvania. I'm really hoping to God we don't get Trump. But the way he's been acting, I don't feel like there's a rash chance in hell they're gonna give us him or he's gonna win. But you know, these Palestine people, I'm not surprised that they're gonna be out there protesting. And if she continue to do that whole falling off the rails, not allowing the people to protest. And then I saw Lady Bunny posted something or another about, oh, well, we didn't even choose Kamala, that they chose her for us. That why aren't we given the opportunity to be like, okay, if people are coming in and they should be heard, whatever your platform is that you stand on, that you should be allowed to come and be heard and let the people decide. Because that's the way it should be. It shouldn't be that these corporations and all these other people behind the scene, these super PACs or whatever, are making the decision because of their money and their influence and their power. They're the ones who are deciding, you know, especially these sororities and all this other stuff now, how much power they have where they're ushering these politicians in that they want to run the country because they'll be indebted to them. What about us? We should be the ones deciding, because that was like, y'all be told, oh yeah, go out and vote. Oh, you want me to vote for your choice, but why am I not given the ability to choose which candidate I want? I didn't want Biden. I don't want RFK Jr. and I damn sure don't want Trump. And it's like, Kamala's interesting, and I like all those things that she's saying in regards of like housing and all this stuff. But I'm like, this shit should have been going on a while ago. Like, we have a huge homeless issue going on in the world. You know, people try, and home ownership is out of control. But I am going to watch the DNC. I think I have it set. because I was watching some of the stuff. Roland Martin, I've been watching a lot of him, and he's the only one I be trusting. I do watch some MSNBC clips or whatever, but I have been watching more or less Roland Martin, and he's been posting up a lot of the DNC, so I've been watching a lot of what he's been posting. So that silver outfit strangely reminds me of James McAvoy as Mr. Thomas in The Lion, the Witch, and the Water. He was in that. I guess maybe it's because I haven't seen that movie in so long. I forget who was in that. So when I tell you that mythical creature can get it anytime, first of all, that's another one they could pick to play that that movie with what's her name? With the gay movie, the Joaquin Phoenix film, because James McAvoy, you know, especially with that new movie he got coming out, the little scary film where the family goes and stays with them in you know, I think it was London, and then he's like twisted and nuts. I know it's a remake of a film that's on Shudder, but I would definitely want to see. I was like, James McAvoy, since he did Split, that body been bodying. It said whichever team got the most fuckable team, I vote for. Okay. It said it would be Dems though. All right. So okay, so we're at the end of the show. I'm gonna try to be back on for a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Filter tomorrow. Wednesday, I'm gonna be out and about, so I'm not gonna be able to do a show Wednesday. So I'm thinking more or less this week it's gonna be Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Because Friday, I believe I have the Waller show with Dylan Minnette, the actor. He got a band, so I'll probably be working his show and stuff that week. But yeah, I got a lot going on this week. It's gonna start getting busy now that we're sliding up into the fall. I think I might be even working my birthday. I told about Sky Jackson. I just didn't care because I was like, I don't even know her that much. I believe I did talk about Sky. The only way I referenced her to make it sound interesting, and I don't know if I posted it on my YouTube channel, but I did post it on my other social media platforms. But it was talking about that, do women get away? I forget what it was that I had called it, but I think I was like, do women get away with abusing men more than, or get away with physical abuse more so than men? So, I put, do women get a pass when it comes to abuse? I know I posted that on my TikTok and I posted that on my Instagram. So that was the time when I talked about it, because I was like, you know, it could make it like it's a general question rather than me talking about the whole Sky Jackson thing. So I just didn't. I have to look further into it, because I did see something about Sky Jackson, but I was like, I don't know that. I don't care about that girl. Like, I don't know too much about her, but I'll look into it and possibly I'll make it a topic tomorrow. So what? She pushed them or something or another. And I know some people be so quick to always want to make something of something that isn't something, especially when they was talking about the whole thing with Keke Palmer and her baby father, that there was some drama between, but she hit him and she punched him. And I was like, you don't know the extent of the situation. You going off some little, like the same thing with Nymphia when y'all going off some little clip, and you just sitting here trying to determine what you think you know had happened. And I'm like, that's not true. So let's get all the facts before we come out and start automatically wanting to justify, oh, that woman's a this and this, she's a that. And, you know, they're always going to make it like, okay, the man is stronger, so that's why they're automatically gonna go at him versus a girl, because women are seen as the weaker gender and then men are the stronger gender. So I don't know, I'll look more into that for tomorrow's show. Excuse me. But anyway, let me get out of here because I'm getting hungry and I gotta pee. It's like after drinking that Red Bull and that water, my bladder is on fire. So yeah. Is she? I heard that. I was like, in the words of Monique to Gabrielle Sidibe, or Gabaray Sidibe, in, you know, or as I like to call her, Gabaray Cinnabon. And Precious, you a dummy bitch if she actually is pregnant again by the same man. It's like, are you Cardi B dense? Like, y'all keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different damn result. So if she pregnant again, I'm like, girl, you a fool. And you get what you deserve. I don't want to hear it. Because especially since, you know, a lot of us out here was windmilling for her on social media in regards to the whole situation, if she is pregnant. So I'm gonna look into that story too. And it's like, if you are, you know, it was that like that Tyra Banks situation. We was rooting for you, sis. We was all rooting for you. How dare you get back with that man and let him knock you up? And I want him to, well, I wanted Leo to have a sibling. Well, girl, get you some new peen and give him a sibling. You don't go back to the same toxic peen just because you want to keep it in the family. But a lot of people do that dumb shit all the damn time. Yeah, they was fighting and stuff. We saw the house. What is it? She had like the footage in the house where they had the cameras and all other stuff, and it showed up all over social media. We was out here, you know, going in on her baby daddy and really being protective of Kiki. Like a lot of people are protective of Chloe Bailey, another one who be getting with a toxic man and got knocked up by one. And it's because, oh, she problematic. She don't do nothing wrong. But then y'all go out here and make these bozo decisions. But it usually happens. These good girls, they run up out here. They be falling for these bad boy types. And then wonder why. Well, I'm sure it is. The D definitely be good. That's the only reason that explains why they be running behind these problematic ass men. These men put that pipe down, that community dick, you know, that definitely put a spell on you. We've all kind of been there, and I guess, been hypnotized by the community dick. Okay, but look, she grown at the end of the day. But anyway, yeah, let me get out of here, and we'll be back on tomorrow. So love you all for watching. Until next time.